Fame is the highest high in the world and the longest fall. These weren't just celebrities, they were empires. At one point, they were untouchable, worth millions, loved by millions, and had the whole world in the palm of their hand. Until one moment changed everything. Whether it was a scandal, a lie, or a secret that finally got out, it would eventually lead to their fall. And they didn't just lose fame, they lost it all. It's your boy Luesta, and these are the biggest downfalls the world has ever seen. And trust me, you'll want to watch to the end. One viral video. That's all it takes to make someone a star in this era. And for Hayley Welch, better known to the planet as the Hawk Tuah girl, she was intent on milking the fame that she got from that street interview for all it was worth. Over time, she reached a level of notoriety beyond her wildest dreams, and seemed like she could really parlay that unlikely come up into a sustainable career. But then, she got caught up with that age-old part of human nature that's destroyed countless people before her, and has no doubt to wreak havoc on others to come. She got greedy. And now her attempts to mount a comeback have faltered time and time again, with the public never willing to forgive nor forget what she did. But how did it all go so wrong for her? As within just 6 months of first appearing on the world's radar, it seemed like she tarnished whatever reputation she had in the first place. So by now, you know how the story begins. On one evening in June of 2024, a spring factory worker named Hayley Welch changed her life forever with just one seemingly trivial sentence.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that Hawk Tuah and spit on that thing. You get me?
I don't get you. I think you gotta demonstrate.
Hawk Tuah and spit
No,
on
like-
it. Spit on it.
Within a matter of days of the video clip being posted, her face was known all over the world, with merch being sold and the phrase Hawk Tuah becoming one of the most searched for terms on the internet. But this was never in the stars for Hayley, a woman from rural Tennessee who'd endured a rough upbringing.
My mama a crackhead. You don't want her.
Is she an actual crackhead?
Yeah, I'm a crack baby.
Are you?
Yeah. Why do you think I'm so funny?
You are like a genius marketer by accident.
Thank you.
Is this the key to making successful women in business doing crack?
I guess so.
Maybe this is your superpower. Maybe we should prescribe crack to all
pregnant women.
Because a lot of women overthink things, right?
Yeah.
They overthink it. You just say it, it just comes out, it's authentic. We need to kill some brain cells. This is
Yeah.
the way to make women successful. Some crack in utero, kill all those extra brain cells that just make you doubt yourself and be a perfectionist.
And then your baby's gonna come out of the womb like dabbing or something.
Yeah, just a star.
Yeah.
Crack in utero makes stars.
I agree.
I did this all wrong. I didn't do drugs when I was pregnant. That was my mistake.
Once content living with her grandma in the small town of Belfast, Hayley struggled with the newfound fame, but knew it was her shot to do something more with her life. She once reflected in an interview that she was always kicked when she was down growing up, and that the new platform she obtained was something she wouldn't have expected in a million years. And seeing others profit off a moment that she herself played a major part in made her want to go get a bag like everyone else. I was like, okay, everyone else is making money off it, and they're not even the ones who got interviewed, you know? So I wanted to do something about it. And the first thing I did, I went and found an attorney, and then he led me to my team that I'm with now. Despite the fact that they made her a global phenomenon, Hayley had beef with Tim and DTV, the channel that posted the original interview clip, with the creators insisting that she definitely has ill will towards us. Although it wasn't the kind of infamy she necessarily wanted, Hayley decided she could either cry about it or use it as a springboard.
What do you do now? Because now you have management, now you have a team. What are your plans moving forward? Like, do you want to still be the Hawk Tuah girl, or do you want to?
I don't really want that to be like my image. Like Hawk Tuah girl. I don't see that being like
A
my
forever
thing. You know?
thing?
Yeah, I don't want to be known as that.
I mean, it's funny, and you're also only 21, so you kind of
Yeah.
said something silly. And I think half of the internet also is on your side with that, where
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like you're out drinking after a night with
Oh,
your
yeah.
friends. You get asked, what is something crazy you do in bed?
Oh yeah.
Hawk Tuah. It was funny.
I was being a little bit of a smartass too. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna come up to me with a microphone and ask me something like that. Oh, well, I'm gonna Hawk Tuah and spit on it. You know. I don't mean nothing by it.
Yeah, you were like actually being serious.
Oh, yeah.
You were just joking.
Determined to be more than a catchphrase, Welch would continue to try and distance herself from the gimmick with every interview. But it's fair to say that not everyone believed that was possible. Girl, we don't want to know your real name. You the Hawk Tuah girl. Deal with it. I give her a month before everyone forgets. And in hindsight, it's perhaps better than the reputation she has now instead. Still, Haley doubled down, dispelling some of the rumors that surfaced about her origins before leaving her job behind to head for Hollywood.
Wait, what were you doing for your job?
Well, I have to sit up and get ready for about 30 minutes, and then I'll just go on and go get me something to eat for breakfast, and then I'll go into work. But I worked in a spring factory. I'm not a school teacher.
That was my next question, because
Or a
everyone said that
bartender.
you were a teacher and got fired from your job.
No, I'm not even old enough to be a teacher.
I was gonna say, because you're 21, I'm like, this is illegal. Who are you teaching?
Exactly.
So you weren't
No.
a teacher.
Or a bartender.
And also, I've heard rumors that your dad is a preacher.
My father is so far from a preacher, it's crazy.
So everything
little
has just been
offended.
made up.
Oh, yeah. Like, none
Okay.
of it's true at all.
While her detractors hoped that she would be gone within a month, Haley was soon hanging out with Shaq, as well as appearing at shows with country star Zach Bryan. But it's fair to say that Zach fans were angry that some fans were treated to a guest appearance by Bruce Springsteen, while others got the Hawk Tuah girl. Alongside quitting her job to pursue a new life, Haley has also revealed that she got some pretty creepy offers from her newfound fans, as well as some notable companies.
Lions and the tigers and the bears.
But while there was a bag there, she maintained that there would be no OnlyFans. Instead, she stepped into the real entertainment world, and talent agency The Penthouse saw a chance to cash in, announcing her signing by saying, "The world's gone crazy for Haley. I'm glad our team can help guide this rocket ship. All the podcasters are right. Spend 5 minutes with her, and you'll see why she's America's sweetheart." With this kind of momentum on her side, it looked like the Hawk Tuah girl's fame wouldn't be as fleeting as her detractors theorized it would be. But soon, this tale of the American dream would become a nightmare that not only destroyed Haley, but backfired on those who were dumb enough to buy into her image. As Haley continued to try and monetize a meme, she revealed that she set up a podcast called Talk Tuah.
She's literally doing anything to stay relevant.
Does anyone actually give a fuck about her?
Why are we keeping this girl relevant?
Your 15 minutes are up.
Your joke was funny for 2 days. Stop.
Y'all really thought I was done? I'm just getting started, baby.
And to say that the response to its announcement was mixed would be an understatement, as while the first episode with Whitney Cummings, which was sponsored by Jake Paul's Better Network, obtained over 2 million views, but most of which seemed to broadly be to make a mockery of it. I was a miserable alcoholic until I discovered the Talk Tuah podcast, currently fighting on the front lines in Ukraine, and everyone has called a truce to watch the Talk Tuah podcast. Since then, those views cascaded down, with no other installment even breaking 1 million, and the lowest ranked episodes that she's released in recent months not even breaking 30K. Aside from her new flagship show where fans would get their regular dose of Haley, she also did something which actively seemed to make her the force for good that she spoke about being. This came in the form of Paws Across America, a charity for dogs that helped to get her a lot of support from the public.
Counting down my last 15 minutes of this. Everybody in the comments is saying how I have 15 minutes of fame, and if that's the case, then I'm going to spend it doing something good. Today, we're taking all of this down to the local animal shelter and donate. On to PetSmart and Splurge! I'm happy to announce the launch of my Paws Across America Fund. Our mission is to bring awareness, advocacy, and financial assistance to animal charities within the United States.
But with one haphazard decision fueled by chasing the bag rather than safeguarding her image, any goodwill that she had was about to evaporate before her eyes. Soon, she would no longer be seen as a harmless meme cashing in while she could, but as a ruthless scammer, using her fame to line her pockets and help a whole crew of co-conspirators to do the same. In the months after her initial rise to fame, Haley's winding path through the world of fame and fortune led her to the grifter's paradise that is cryptocurrency, and for a little while, she hinted that there would be involvement on her end in this volatile space.
So after I saw Michael Saylor speak at the Bitcoin conference, I have decided to start putting some money into crypto, and I just want to say, oh my God, thank you so much, Mr. Saylor.
And soon, it was revealed that she'd be selling her very own meme coin, one which commemorated her infamous moment that made her famous. And from the outset, she tried to make it sound like there was notable intentions behind it. Launching the Hawk Tuah token creates a fun, secure, and innovative way for Haley to get even close to her community, a spokesperson said. It not only empowers her fans, but also eliminates the confusion posted by scammers who are constantly releasing unauthorized coins without approval of her name and likeness. And before long, the day came for it to go on sale.
My Hawk meme coin is live!
But not everything was as it seemed, and for all those who actually purchased it, they were in for a rude awakening. Because Welch's Hawk meme coin would go on to peak at a market capitalization of $490 million shortly after its launch, before then plummeting to 91% within 3 hours. Essentially, this was carried out as a one-day pump and dump to take $3.3 million in profits. Furthermore, 17% of the token supply was allocated to 285 early investors, most of whom offloaded their holdings immediately after the token's launch. The Hawk team also reportedly earned nearly 1.54 million pounds in fees from exchange. Falling from a peak of $490 million to $60 million, this was a disaster for everyone who'd bought in with the hope of making money from it. In the aftermath, many people initially laughed at those who had invested, believing that they got what was coming for them for being so careless with their cash.
Yo, why the hell did any of you guys buy a coin being promoted by a dumb that literally became famous off of talking about spitting on dicks? You deserve to get rug pulled if you went ahead and bought a coin that she was pushing. Like, are you fucking stupid? And then a bunch of people got, because, you know, crypto people are simps. Well, that's misogynistic. That's fucked up. And I'm like, no, bro. It's like, bro, this chick's a 304. Don't listen to 304s. Like, 304s typically are not good people. They don't have ethics, right? Because they're thoughts.
But not everyone saw the funny side. For starters, Haley and the team was majorly pressed by CoffeeZilla, who took it upon himself to blow the whole thing up.
This is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the fuck are you on?
Profiting from the rug pull, I think it's relevant.
We didn't pull a rug. I don't know what you're trying to say. It's not true. That's defamation.
Stop. Do the math. Do the math.
You're saying that we pulled a rug. There was no rug pull.
3%.
You're defaming our character.
Are you not gonna let me talk? You just talk over me. You talk over me.
I'm hearing bullshit.
Yeah, these people were completely unhinged, unwilling to take any accountability. And
in a subsequent video, he delved into the insider trading which made it possible.
I want to start with the big tweet that kind of set it all off. That would be this by Bubble Maps, which showed 96% of the supply was controlled by the team and was being sent out to a bunch of smaller wallets. The implication being that some of them might be dumping on you. Pretty quickly, the Hawk Tua girl came in to copy and paste what her team told her to say, which said, team hasn't sold one token and not one key opinion leader was given one free token. We tried to stop snipers as best we could through high fees at the start of the launch. So you see their awful tokenomics here. Along with this response, the team hasn't sold one token, and then they post obviously a screenshot of a lot of sells from insiders who did not have to pay. You can see on the bot side, there's nothing, and then on the sold side, they're making a lot of money. So how did you get free tokens? Well, you were an insider, right?
And courtesy of pre-selling to the value of 2.8 million, it was clear that they took advantage of an audience that was unfamiliar with the marketplace.
And I know what you're thinking. Who falls for this? Well, unfortunately, with situations like this, they're not targeting crypto bros. They're mostly targeting actual fans who've never been involved in, the crypto space before. They don't know any better. And you're gonna hear the guy behind a lot of this say that explicitly.
These are people that are outside of crypto that we're gonna be onboarding, and they don't give a shit. They don't even know what a market cap is. They just go, oh, cool, free coin, now I get to join a community. Cool, done.
Not only did they say it, they sold it in a pitch deck. You can see the Hawk deck here. Massive onboarding event. Hawk will onboard normies. So that's why I just don't buy this thought of, oh, well, if you bought this, you deserve to get scammed. Okay, fine. But a lot of the people who bought it had never bought crypto before. They were targeting those people. They said as much in our call.
As well as raking in a whole host of cash on hidden charges that they were pretending to be incidental.
Who makes the money on the fees? Someone just made over $1 million on fees. Who made it?
First of all, the fees were there with Meteora pools, and that goes to, yes, the creator, right?
Which is who? Who does that belong to?
That belongs to the project.
Who's the project? Who is the project?
Well, the project is over here, Haley Welch, and
how much does Haley Welch own?
This is Haley Welch's project.
So she owns all of it.
CoffeeZilla.
I'm just trying to figure out who owns it.
Do you know how much it costs for lawyer fees to create a foundation in the Cayman Islands, to hire directors? You think this stuff pays for itself?
Now, for these seedy individuals who'd sunk the coin, this was just another ploy in a lifetime full of them. But for Haley, being the face of the con disguised as a genuine financial opportunity for fans was career killing. And to this very day, she's still trying to climb out of the rubble that fell around her. You better talk to a lawyer. How not to get canceled 101. Don't do a pump and dump with a meme coin. To say Haley got her comeuppance for her part in this scam fast would be an understatement. As the news broke, she lost her deal with Jake Paul's Better Network. All the while, her attempts at damage control fell on deaf ears, and soon she was reduced to tears on a since-deleted episode of her podcast with FaZe Banks, where she attempted to shoot some bail.
I want to start by saying thank you to all my true fans and all the people that actually watch my stuff and they keep up with me. We're trying to sort out all the pieces and stuff to like get all this figured out and make everything right. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
No, don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Everything's gonna be good. We're gonna be good. And guys, listen, just as a temperature check, I just want to say, the first thing that she said to me off camera was, the minute you DM'd me, I really wish I just texted you and called you. And that speaks to me because of how I was introduced to crypto, and we'll get into that. But I'm also kind of on the back end of things too. Like, their team's been very forthcoming. My team is vetting them the fuck out right now, and has been for the last week. Thread Guy and Frank, they're gonna be on this episode. It's such a weird blend and mash of worlds. No, don't.
It rolled out.
Don't cry, Haley. It's fine.
Meanwhile, the focus remained on the victims of the scam rather than her, as people who collectively lost 116,695 pounds in the Hawk meme coin filed a lawsuit in the first US District Court in New York. And as the pressure got to its height, Haley suddenly disappeared from public view.
Fees that are being generated, there's an actual like
Hey
source
guys,
of income.
I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay.
In the meantime, the whole scandal became a punchline on podcasts, with people struggling to believe that it even happened in the first place.
I lost $5 million in the Haktua coin.
Oh no!
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get it. I thought I was gonna.
You're like, I didn't know I was buying coin.
F3 Larry, why you making fun of me, bro? I lost money. I thought I was gonna get some money and get a.
The Haktua too.
Bro, they made it
crazy.
They made it seem like if you invest in this, you're gonna make money. She was gonna spit on that thing.
But after a few months in the wilderness, she re-emerged as a publicity stunt, adamant that there was more to come.
Breaking news: Haley Welch has been shot.
Haley Welch dead.
The Haktua girl, has died.
Whew. Haktua girl is starting pregnancy rumors after candid photos of birth.
Oh, my bad.
Breaking news: the Haktua girl is not missing. She's pregnant.
Oh my god. Ooh.
What's going on with that Haktua chick? She going to jail?
Anywho, do I get a phone call?
The Haktua girl. No one knows finance quite like Miss Tua.
Get your ass up. We got stuff to do.
But for all she wanted to restart her time in the limelight, the general public wasn't interested. Go back into your hole. It was better that way. Someone tell grandma she's old news. Scam Tua. As for what she did during that time off, Haley suggested that it wasn't all about taking the heat off her and was for her own good. Oh, I hate to say this, but it was a much needed mental health. Just, what do you call it? A mental health break, I guess, is what you can call it. I would see my friends, I would go out and eat. That's really about it. I don't ever go out and do much when I'm home. I like being by myself. But the timing of her re-emergence was no coincidence either, because prior to her awakening from her slumber, she was exonerated in an SEC probe. The SEC closed the investigation without making any findings against or seeking any monetary sanctions from Haley, said James Salah, Welch's attorney, as the news broke. Because they did not bring any action against her, there are no restrictions on what she can do in regards to crypto or securities in the future. The end result of this was that she was finally able to discuss it, and she chose to do so on the newly independent Talk to a podcast.
Hey guys, it's finally time that we get into the meme coin disaster and address everything that's going on.
So why are you just now wanting to address everything?
It's something you definitely want to address, but I couldn't at the time because of like all the legal stuff going on. I was in an open investigation going to see the FBI, and then the SEC reached out. Because I mean, I couldn't sit there and defend myself and tell them what happened. I was told not to say nothing.
Over the course of the podcast, her and her best friend Chelsea threw pre-orchestrated questions about everything from the FBI to where she goes from here.
And that's when we get to the point after the coin launch. The feds come to Granny's house and knocked on her door, and she called me having a heart attack, said, "The FBI is here after you. What have you done?" I was like, what?
As for the big question of if she made off with millions from the scam, Haley claims that she only got $125,000 up front and then was supposed to receive $200K more. However, she has since claimed that the money was all consumed by her legal fees and hiring professionals to help her fight the controversy.
So did you make anything from the coin at all?
So the only thing I made from the, well, it wasn't even from the coin. I got paid a marketing fee. That's all I made. I did not make a dime from the coin itself.
So
you got paid for promoting it, or
just promoting it and putting all the work into it, like the videos and stuff that I do for him to post? That's what I got paid for. But the coin itself, like anything that was raised from that coin, I did not make a dime off of it. But at this point, like everything I paid for, like PR crisis, a new lawyer, stuff like that,
all that money went to that.
Every bit of it went to that. So, I mean, I've really come out with nothing.
All the while, she insisted she had no idea the aspects of it weren't on the level.
I don't know, it just kind of sucks. There's people out here that hate me for promoting a coin. It's like Paris Hilton. I mean, she's got cooking stuff out, like cooking appliances. She didn't sit there and take the time to make them. She's just the face of it.
Yeah.
Those are hers, you know?
So that's pretty much like you with the crypto coin.
Yeah, I was just a spokesperson for it. I mean, they pay you for being a spokesperson for it, but it's not actually your coin, if that makes sense.
So did anyone actually lose money from the coin?
See, that's the part I asked about too. So evidently there was like 1.2 million that got lost, but then they done some research and it was like 180K of people's like real money that got lost. Like the rest of it was just like, I don't know, scammers, snipers, whatever they call them on there.
And rather than claiming that she had any ill intent or that she was trying to rob her fans, she suggested her naivety was exploited.
Like most people that have messaged me, they've said like, oh, you know, we lost all of our money for the month. Like I put so much money into this, now we don't have money for the month. I don't know, it just makes me feel really bad that they trusted me and I led them to something that I did not have enough knowledge about. Like I did not have enough knowledge about crypto to be getting involved with it. And I knew that, but I got talked into it and I trusted the wrong people. So that screwed me.
To Haley, this podcast was the Hail Mary to try and clear her name. And although not many, some fans have actually sympathized. I believe her. She could have made millions from OF when she first went viral. Know what she did? Churned it down. Make money off brands and spend it on rescue dogs. She has morals. But it's fair to say that those who are willing to let it slide are a vocal minority. Because for most people, she not only lost all legitimacy by scamming, but is riding on the coattails of the image she once tried to outrun. At times, she's even embracing the villain role, admitting that she is seen as a scammer by her ops. Yet, much like everything she's done in recent months, this didn't sit well with fans. No accountability. If you portrayed yourself as a person who has remorse for what you did to people, some of them might give you a second chance. What do you mean, ops? It's not that we're opposed to you. It's the fact that you conducted unethical business practices involving money. The majority of people work hard for their money, and yes, I know, nobody forced them to buy into your crypto chain. Regardless of the situation, your platform lacked transparency. And with the audience having no intention of letting go, she's now trying to lean back into the gimmick that first made her name.
All right, as the official mayor of Nashville, it is my honor on behalf of the whole community to present Miss Haley Welch with this historic plaque. Haley Welch at this spot broke the internet when she said, "Spit on that thing." Haley, it's my honor to bestow this onto you. Right here, there you go. And Chelsea too, of course. Nashville is a better city because of Miss Haley Welch.
But to be frank, it's no use. These days, she can't even post herself enjoying a seafood boil without the comments being engulfed with inquiries about when she'll make things right with those that lost cash. Whose crypto investment paid for that? Didn't you rob people out of their hard-earned savings? And now, a year on from her fame commencing, it truly feels like she can't outrun the reputation she created for herself through bad decision-making. Hawk Tuah is the greatest fall-off ever. I hope her scam money was worth it. These days, Haley can't catch a break. As if her actions hadn't already made her a figure of mockery, she's now being parodied in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia in a less than favorable light.
Her name is Hawk Tuah. Her catchphrase was,
"Chew on that thing!
"Chew on that thing!" She's it. What? I pick her.
Meanwhile, she's still trying to get the bag however she can, being paid to judge bikini contests, and attempting to hop on TikTok trends. But at this point, it all seems to be amounting to nothing close to the traction she'd once obtained. Today, she still has 203 subscribers for her podcast channel, providing the illusion of a captive audience. But the new Talk Tuah shows are averaging very slim views, and even her big expose didn't get people to gravitate back to it. Instead, people simply want her to go away. Just put the fries in the bag, bro. Posting this as a last-ditch effort and still not getting past 14K views in a day is hilarious. A year since her viral video was unleashed to the world, Haley's career has already had a shelf life that no one expected. But following the coin mishap, she now represents the epitome of taking a meme far past its logical expiration date and overstaying your welcome. But even now, with the public rallying against her, she's adamant that there's another twist in the tale, and she'll be back with a whole new persona. But the only problem is that no one cares to see it. Let's just hope she saves some money, otherwise she might be going back to the Spring Factory after all. By now, the plight of the child star is well documented. Thrust into the spotlight at an early age, it is often said that whatever age they were when they first obtained fame is the stage in development they remain at. Because of this phenomenon, their transitions into adulthood are often hard to watch, as they skid off the rails and into a world of alcohol, substance abuse, and even mental illness. Sometimes, the transition is fatal, while others have managed to claw themselves back from the brink. But for someone like Justin Bieber, it feels like their fate is still hanging in the balance. One of the most recognizable stars in the world, Justin was breaking records by the time he was 15, but along the way, he ended up broken himself, feeling more isolated with each passing year and unsure of where to turn.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and just turn their back on you in a second.
And after it looked like the family life might help him to stay on the straight and narrow, his reemergence into the public eye has people wondering if things are spiraling out of control behind the facade of a happy life.
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
By now, you probably know how Justin Bieber rose to fame. Exhibiting incredible vocal talent from his early years, Justin began to record covers and perform at local talent shows. And long before fame got its hooks into him, he started out with all the ambition and enthusiasm in the world.
I would never have thought that this opportunity would happen. It's out of this world.
Do you get nervous when you sing?
To be honest, no, not really, no.
Okay, well that's good, that's good. But when you sing for these people, do you get nervous?
No.
No, star of the making, nice. When you get success, when you get the recording deal and everything, what do you see for yourself? What kind of career would you like to have?
Well, I see myself doing more like R&B.
Then, the moment that forever changed his life in both positive and negative ways occurred when he wound up on the radar of his longtime manager, Scooter Braun. And from the outset, he knew that he'd found something special.
When I saw Justin, while everyone told me no and everyone thought I was crazy, I knew exactly what to do, and I saw the plan until he was 18. I just knew. I was like, this kid's gonna be the biggest artist in the world. I know exactly what to do to help him become that.
Shortly after taking him under his wing, Scooter introduced him to the movers and shakers of the music industry, providing a mentor for the young Bieber and another former child star, Usher.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you, Island Def Jam recording artist, Justin Bieber. It's gonna be big, ain't that right, Justin?
That's right.
That's right, so look out, we're coming.
With everything now in place, Justin began his legendary assault on the charts, becoming the first artist to have every song on his debut release chart on the Billboard 100. But this didn't come without scrutiny, because suddenly, this little kid was hated by everyone in rock music, and held up as the epitome of everything wrong in the industry.
So you listen to a lot of Justin Bieber? Is that what we're gonna... Justin Bieber?
Who the f*** is Justin Bieber?
Good. I like that answer, that's perfect.
And you're gonna give me 1 f***ing minute? You gotta be f***ing kidding me! You f***ing kidding me! What the f***? I'm not f***ing Justin Bieber, you motherfuckers!
In hindsight, Justin didn't necessarily enjoy his own early music either, because even though Baby became the most viewed track on YouTube for a time and was his first #1, it's not a track that he looks back upon fondly.
The record Baby, take me in the studio.
I remember hearing the song at first and not, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'll just say not being super in love with the song. It was just a reference, and I remember Scooter saying to me, you gotta get over the reference. But when I got my voice on it, I immediately was just like, this is such a special record.
For Justin, this level of hyper scrutiny basically just became his everyday life. And while it must have stung to be the butt of so many jokes, something far darker was happening behind the scenes that would permanently alter his life in ways that you can't imagine. For teenage girls at the time, Justin Bieber was a heartthrob whose posters filled their bedrooms. Even his eventual wife, Hailey Bieber, was a devoted fan of his who regularly attended events he was at to get a glimpse of him. But while it's understandable that these young girls who were his age envisioned them being the one he sang about in those love songs, they didn't appear to be the ones who were obsessed with him. Throughout his rise to fame, Justin was treated bizarrely by the press and fellow celebrities alike. In fact, just looking at his early press appearances unveiled countless occasions where he was prematurely sexualized. And while actions such as those as Jenny McCarthy were totally inappropriate, it seemed condoned by the industry to the point it was played off for jokes.
How have you been enjoying the night so far?
Great. I just got to neck Justin Bieber and grab his butt.
I saw that you totally, it was like a full-on almost makeout session.
It was a little cougar scary.
Yeah.
But I took the opportunity in the window, considering I'll never get to do it again, and kind of molested him.
And even when it wasn't other famous individuals that were actively creeping on him, it was evident that the general dismissal of his vulnerability meant that even journalists had no boundaries either.
My parents never gave me this talk. Okay. So why don't you give me this talk?
I feel uncomfortable right now.
Oh.
Why do you want to know this stuff from a 15-year-old boy? That's pretty weird.
While these people were all complicit and contributing to the trauma that Justin experienced, being in the public eye from such a young age meant that he was exposed to people accused of monstrous things. Chief among them is Diddy, a man who Justin spent a lot of time with in his younger years, to the point that he even functioned as his guardian for a little.
He's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy. What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out some girls.
Man after my heart.
And whatever happened after that period of time spent together, Justin had looked on edge around him ever since.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Correct. Okay.
Remember?
Still, he remained in his circle, even seen getting drunk at his parties.
The bad boy. Oh, he's bad boy now.
Signing the bad boy.
Here's your icon alert. It's called He's Bad Boy Now. It's called Don't Ever Play Yourself.
But while it seemed at the time as though he was just enjoying his time at an elite party, it now seems that there was every possibility that all the hedonism was just a way of coping with what he'd seen and dealt with. Because for all that he seemed to be indestructible on the charts, the reality of life as Justin Bieber was just one long attempt to silence the voices and traumas inside by any means necessary. During his initial rise, the image of Justin as some squeaky clean kid from Ontario was a crucial selling point. But like many child stars, it was just a smokescreen that couldn't survive forever. And when the first picture of him smoking joints arrived in 2013 and sent shockwaves through the internet, it uncovered habits that were formed long before he was outed in public.
First time I smoked weed was in my backyard here. Got super stoned, and then I realized I liked weed a lot. That's when my desire to smoke weed started, and then I started smoking weed for a while. And then started getting really dependent on it, and that's when I realized that I had to stop. I don't think it's bad, I just think for me it can be a dependency. But yeah, first time I smoked weed, I don't suggest this, but I was 13. Yeah, 12 or 13.
From that moment on, the narrative around Bieber changed, and he was subject to various arrests, one of which eventually culminated in a shocking DUI in Miami. Before long, pop music's golden boy was hauled in front of the judge for all the world to see.
Mr. Bieber, you are charged with the following: DUI, alcohol or drugs, resisting without violence, and driving with an expired driver's license.
All the while, he denied that anything truly happened. The cop supposedly wanted to be famous for arresting celebrities, and someone had heard him say that prior to that. Bieber told Complex in 2015, "I was not drinking. I might have had a beer earlier in the day or something." But the truth was that it wasn't just alcohol he was sipping on. As once Justin Bieber began moving into hip-hop circles, he began to consume lean, the infamous prescription cough syrup favored by rappers ranging from Lil Wayne to the late Juice WRLD. But when the world took notice, he was accused of getting the popular activist brand banned by 2 Chainz, a concept which Sean Kingston, who actively sipped lean with him, co-signed.
Did Bieber get you into lean, or did you get Bieber into lean?
Shit, I don't even know. I don't even know how he got into it. Shit.
How was it sipping with him though? That must have been fun.
Man, that was legendary. That was legendary for sure. But I was just like, damn, Bieber, you messed up activist. Like,
right.
I love you.
So you're on board with that theory that he's the one who got it banned?
I think so. Man.
Oh my God, it's official now.
But to be fair, he was lucky that the culture continued to embrace him, even after 2014, when old footage surfaced of him singing a blatantly racist version of one of his own songs.
One less lonely nigga. One less lonely nigga. One less lonely nigga. There's gonna be one less nigga. If I you, I'll be part of the KKK. Then there'll be one less lonely nigga. There's gonna be one less lonely nigga.
But while that had been largely forgotten, his struggles with drugs have haunted him ever since. Soon, he was seen in shady neighborhoods, with the general assumption being that he was there to score.
Hey, can you just say hi to your fans, though? I don't want you to do that. No? Alright. Hey, I got Justin Bieber here at the Swami, though. Right here in my hood, homie. MS Gang. Nice seeing you, bro. Have a good one, G. That's Justin Bieber for you guys. He's in Hollywood. The worst part of it, too. That's really Bieber. Hey, Bieber, I f with you. Nah, not really, homie, but you famous.
It's always difficult to see a star fall from grace, but what makes this even more difficult is the cyclical nature of it, as these same traps have plagued his mom from a young age. Speaking after her son rose to fame, his mother spoke about how she used to mask her pain. There were times when I was really struggling to find hope. There was a lot of pressure from people close to me to have an abortion. It just wasn't an option for me.
Drinking a lot and doing a lot of smoking a lot of pot and doing LSD actually, and it just got out of control.
Was this a way of kind of just quieting all of these emotions that were just raging through you?
Yeah, I was definitely self-medicating. Yeah. You know, the drugs and everything just sort of numbed my pain.
But despite his best efforts, Justin couldn't help but to follow in his mother's footsteps as he progressed into adulthood. In the background of all this was Selena Gomez, the woman he had been on and off with for 8 years.
Justin, are you gonna propose to Selena Gomez? You guys make a really good couple. I see that smile.
Everyone was on board with this relationship between 2 former child stars. In a since-deleted tweet posted by Hailey in September of 2011, the eventual Mrs. Bieber wrote, "I don't care what anyone says, but Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez together is the definition of a teenage dream." But as time passed, it was clear that it was not all well behind the scenes. Bieber himself admitted that he had been reckless in their relationship. It was implied that he had not only hooked up with Hailey during his time with Selena, but also that he had been unfaithful since the beginning, with some reports even suggesting that he had a fling with Rihanna way back in 2011 when the pair first made their relationship public. But still, Gomez stood by him. "I support him. I think I always will. I'm upset when he's upset. I'm happy when he's happy." Sure enough, Selena's claims that she'd always have Justin's back was made clear during each and every up and down in their relationship. Ever since he first got into a physical altercation with a paparazzi in 2012, through to being there to lend support when he was booed on stage at the 2013 Billboard Music Awards. Selena was there to help him weather every storm and never gave up on him even when he was allegedly pictured sneaking out of a brothel in Rio de Janeiro. But things weren't ever too stable. When stuff would happen, I would lose my freaking mind, and she would lose her mind, and we would fight so hard because we were so invested in each other, Justin said. Love is a choice. Love is not a feeling. People have made it seem in movies that it's this fairy tale, But where she'd previously served as his rock, Selena opened up about the ins and outs of the relationship, even going so far as to describe their relationship as emotionally abusive. Having said in a 2020 interview that she felt haunted by a past relationship that no one wanted to let go of, Selena has claimed that after it was all said and done, breaking up with Justin was the best thing that ever happened to me. Clearly, the Justin who was seen on magazine covers and in music videos was different than the man who had to live with himself behind the scenes. He even stated in an emotional IG post from 2019 that he was ill-equipped for adulthood, and this led to many rash decisions. Speaking candidly to his fan base, Justin discussed how it's taken me years to bounce back from all of these terrible decisions, fix broken relationships, and change relationship habits. Alongside this deeply personal confession, he spoke of how he believed he'd become the most ridiculed, judged, and hated person in the world, with millions in the bank but no skills in the real world. In another instance, he explained that he contemplated self-deletion in the past.
There was times where I was really I just would encourage people like, hey, if you're feeling lonely, talk about it. Say it out loud. There's a freedom in that. I could have avoided a lot of pain.
In essence, Justin's life fractured into two, as while he was killing it on the charts and every project he dropped immediately jumped to #1, his drug dependency got so bad that narcotics were the first thing on his mind when he opened his eyes.
Bro, I was like dying. My security and stuff were coming into the room at night to check my pulse. Like, people don't know how serious it got. Like, it was legit crazy scary. I was waking up in the morning and the first thing I was doing is popping pills and smoking a blunt and starting my day.
But over time, he moved on, and as Hailey entered his life and stood by him. For one thing, she had seen it all before with her father's issues with drugs, and she spoke of entering the scene as he tried to kick the substances once and for all.
Justin and I were never really in each other's lives until he chose to get sober and was trying to come off of the drugs, almost kind of himself.
At this stage in his life, it seemed like Justin was ready to address his demons, and alongside entering treatment for depression, he announced a hiatus from making music in 2019, and in a statement about it, he laid his feelings out about the ways in which the music business had warped him. I was real at first, and then I was manufactured, as slowly, they just took more and more control. Bieber said, adding, I started really feeling myself too much. People love me. I'm the shit. That's honestly what I thought. I got very arrogant and cocky. I was wearing sunglasses inside. I've been successful since I was 13, so I didn't really have a chance to find who I was apart from what I did. I just needed some time to evaluate myself, who I am, what I want out of my life, my relationships, who I want to be. Stuff that when you're so immersed in the music business, you kind of lose sight of. But while he once thought that life with Hailey was the golden ticket to happiness, they have certainly had their ups and downs. Over time, footage has emerged of their combative dynamic, with Justin being dismissive of the former Belieber at a moment's notice.
Does this look like a playground to you? This is a studio workplace, and you're disrupting me. That is not cool. She has no idea what she's talking about, ever. Ever. She's clueless. I just listened to her because she's my wife.
It sucks that the tour was
I just answered my, she was asking me. Huh?
And even when she questioned aspects of their marriage, he basically shuts down her critiques.
What I don't like about being married is that you are a little bit messy sometimes, and
Oh my god. That's not true. Look at this room and let's really look at whose stuff is in this room. It's all your stuff, your makeup, your Adidas stuff, your Sharpies.
To make matters worse, he didn't provide her any credit for standing by him as he dealt with his health issues.
Anyways.
They're asking me, because it's my Lyme disease. It's not your Lyme disease. Are you worried about my Lyme disease? If I was scared about the Lyme disease, because I'm the one that has it.
Right, but I didn't say that. I just was saying that you were taking all the necessary...
Listen to me, woman. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's the attitude.
Based on this kind of behavior, it's no surprise that people think that there is no one who can fix him, and that it has to come from an internal place. I don't even think he needs either Selena or Hailey anymore. He needs a therapist. I think this is how he is. In fact, there's a case to be made that attempting to give himself to someone else only makes things worse. In 2022, he revealed in an interview with Ebro Darden that he was a wreck in the wake of marrying Hailey.
It's a journey, and I remember when I first got married, I hit a little bit of an emotional breakdown because I thought marriage was gonna fix all my problems, and it didn't. It's hard sometimes to look in the mirror and really have to realize maybe you're not the person that you necessarily thought that you were. That's just a result of trauma and life circumstances.
And while he fleetingly thought that Hailey was the antidote to his drug issues, the signs suggest that he was going through it while by her side, grabbing all the attention at moments like her 2023 makeup launch, where he showed up by looking gaunt and seemingly under the influence. Now, as she begins to make a name for herself as a celebrity outside of his shadow, he still continually finds ways to make it about him. As when she got a prestigious magazine placement, he took to the comments and diminished the accomplishment. Yo, this reminds me when Hailey and I got into a huge fight. I told Hales that she would never be on the cover of Vogue. He wrote, "Yikes, I know, so mean. For some reason, because I felt so disrespected, I thought I gotta get even." I think as we mature and realize that we're not helping anything by getting even, we're honestly just prolonging what we really want, which is intimacy and connection. You already know, but forgive me for saying you wouldn't get a Vogue cover, cause clearly I was sadly mistaken. But while the public outbursts are a persistent issue, it's believed that the person who's now calling the shots is his wife Hailey. In addition to running her own skincare line, Hailey has been taking control of her husband's professional affairs. In recent years, Hailey has been spotted comforting Justin when he's distressed, and he's even been seen physically hiding behind her at times. Now, she's taken the lead when it comes to renegotiations and other engagements too. But despite her best efforts to keep him on the straight and narrow, the world keeps testing him. And recently, the news that one of the very people who he spent time with as a young, impressionable kid being taken to task for their alleged misdeeds cashed major issues. Bieber is so disturbed by the Diddy news and is unwilling to process it or discuss it, so he has shut off. So many people who helped to make him who he is were very close to Diddy, and it has completely thrown him. Justin hasn't been responding since the home raids. He had a long break from Diddy when he believes most of this took place, and he had distanced himself from him.
Daily Mail says that he's very upset over it and that he's having a hard time registering it, and he's kind of shut down when it comes to the topic.
To make things even worse, his pain was churned into a meme, with his name becoming shorthand for abuse in Hollywood as the Diddy trial played out.
Diddy was in my DMs a couple years ago. I'm not sure. You want to see?
He would go Justin Bieber, you boy. Justin ain't been the same.
Let me
Justin Bieber.
He said love to me. He said love, King. Look, let me show you what he said to me.
It's gotta sting being associated with horrific acts committed by others, when all you ever wanted was to share your talent with the world. And clearly, the scars of his youth and whatever happened behind the scenes continues to haunt him. Because of what he experienced, he expressed concern over other child stars such as longtime fan Billie Eilish, looking like he was on the verge of a breakdown as he recalled his own experiences.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and just turn their back on you in a second. It's hard because I want her to know that, she can count on me. But at the end of the day, I'm never going to force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, let her do her thing. And if she ever needs me, I'm going to be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her. I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. If she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
Faced with reliving the most painful moments of his life as the public speculated over what he experienced, it's no surprise that the resurgence of this trauma hasn't satiated his issues with. These days, clips have surfaced showing him looking just as worn out as he did back in 2015 when his struggles were at their peak.
High like a fly guy. I fly high like a magpie. I go high like I'm that guy.
Most notably, his trip to Coachella this year had people seriously concerned for his well-being. Still, Justin is denying any relapses, with his insiders claiming that despite the obvious truth, people are committed to keeping negative, salacious, and harmful narratives alive. This past year has been a very transformative one for Justin, they claimed, as he ended several close friendships and business relationships that no longer served him. But while his PR team are obviously following orders to retain his public image, videos of him suggest otherwise, sparking rumors among the public who feel that they've not only seen this story before, but how it ends. No, I'm a recovering opiate addict, and I can spot another opiate addict a mile away. Justin, no, please. He needs a detox ASAP. A man that many people essentially grew up with on their screens, the desire to see him get better transcends his actual audience and strikes on a human level. I'm not even a fan, and I think any person can see this man is in need. Wow, I hope the best for him, honestly. And now, it seems like he's crying out for help. I personally have always felt unworthy, like I was a fraud. Justin wrote in a March 13 Instagram story, like, when people told me I deserved nothing, it made me feel sneaky, like, damn, if they only knew my thoughts, how judgmental I am, how selfish I really am, they wouldn't be saying this. I definitely feel unequipped and unqualified most days, claiming that he's just an average flawed guy who's done things that have hurt others. Justin, who welcomed his child with Haley recently, seems to be in an unstable headspace if both his public appearances and IG posts are anything to go by. He's also been lashing out at paparazzi and making harrowing posts which depict where he's at mentally.
Money, 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 money. Money, get out of here, bro. Money. All you want, don't care about you. All you want is money. Go, get out of here. All you guys want is money.
But for all that he is only trying to get some form of privacy and a life where that's hard to come by, giving them the viral moments they crave for is only deepening the perception that he is off the rails.
How you doing, Justin?
What's up? Don't get in front of my car.
Hey, back up. Private property.
What's going, man?
Doesn't matter.
How do you think it's going with you in my f***ing face? Get out of my face.
You are not on the sidewalk. Get on the sidewalk. Get on the sidewalk.
Stop asking me how it's going. Get out of here.
Get on the sidewalk.
You're not afraid to be deported. Justin, you're not afraid to be deported. Set boundaries. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid to set boundaries. Don't do this. You're not afraid to be deported. I'm setting boundaries with you because you're on private property.
Get off.
I'm a father of a real kid.
I understand.
Exactly. Stop. Now you are. Don't act like you weren't 2 seconds ago. No, stop that. Stop. I'm a real dad with a real family. And you're really in front of my face. No. No. We're gonna set boundaries here today with all of you today.
Somehow, he's managed to drop a project amid all this chaos in the form of his new album Swag. And while it is receiving widespread critical acclaim, even the way he's promoting it is as unhinged as ever, with Bieber harassing his friends like Madison Beer into sharing the tracks. The fact that you didn't use a song from the new record for this slide is diabolical. And despite everything he's been through, Justin is a rare instance where he's a teen star who is technically just as popular as ever. At the height of his fame, Vitaly was one of the biggest pranksters on YouTube.
Pleasure doing business with you, sir. Thank you.
Where you going with my bag, man? What the fuck you doing?
This is not your bag, you're telling me.
No.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I saw you just come up here and try to take it.
Are you sure? This is not yours? This is not yours.
Maybe I did make a mistake. I don't know, maybe.
Racking up tens of millions of views every single month. To this day, he remains one of the few YouTubers who have ever released a feature film with a nationwide theatrical run. But that meteoric rise came with a devastating fall. The same reckless energy that made his pranks feel raw and unpredictable is now the very force tearing his life apart. Vitaly plunged headfirst into a storm of chaos, controversy,
back to our breaking news. A man believed to be a YouTube prankster has climbed the Hollywood sign,
arrests, and escalating violence. And right now, he's fighting for his life, facing the fallout of his most reckless stunt yet. This time, it's not just another scandal. It's a full-blown crisis unfolding halfway across the world in the Philippines. He turned an entire government against him by harassing locals, stealing in broad daylight, and blatantly disrespecting the country and its people. And they threw him in a cramped, filthy, overcrowded jail, surrounded by thousands of criminals. And judging by these photos that recently have surfaced the internet, Vitaly looks physically worse than he ever has in his life. all while his desperate pleas for forgiveness are being ignored, rejected by people who now want to make an example out of him. And worst of all, this might just be the beginning of the darkest chapter of his life. Because the truth is, this didn't happen overnight. It's a result of years spent ignoring warnings, brushing off consequences, and chasing spectacle at any cost, finally coming back to haunt him. Vitaly's first real taste of fame came with his infamous Miami zombie attack prank. In this video, he dressed up as a zombie and traveled to various neighborhoods in Miami to scare random bystanders. The video quickly went viral, pulling in millions of views within days. However, a large part of the attention came from the fact that the prank was built on the back of a gruesome real-world tragedy. And just days earlier, a man named Rudy Eugene had violently attacked a homeless man by the name of Ronaldo Papo in Miami. Eugene put the beats on him until he was unconscious, and bit off most of his face, leaving Papo blind in both eyes and permanently disfigured. The incident dominated global headlines, and the Miami zombie attack began spreading panic and fear throughout the entire city. And Vitaly, fully aware of the horror that had just unfolded, chose to exploit that fear. While the prank gave him his first hit of internet stardom, it also set the tone for the rest of his career, one built on chaos, controversy, and a complete disregard for pain and consequences, as long as it delivered shock value. So he kept doubling down. From his Russian hitman prank, where he staged a bomb threat, telling strangers they had 60 seconds to run.
Yes!
To women abused in front of cops prank, where he faked scenes of domestic violence to test public reactions.
Hey, stop! I told you, listen to me! Listen! Why would you do that to me? What? Listen!
You'll see the irony of that later in this video. And even a series called Disturbing the Peace, built entirely around provoking strangers for reactions. Each video dug deeper into pure degeneracy, feeding an audience that didn't care about the consequences. They just wanted brain rot. And as long as the views kept rolling in, he convinced himself that he was untouchable. By 2019, Vitaly had hit the 10 million subscriber milestone, becoming one of the most recognizable faces on the internet. But building a career in this way definitely came with a cost. Over the years, Vitaly found himself in trouble with the law more often than most other pranksters.
A prank that a Delray Beach man thought would go viral ended up getting him arrested. After being arrested for a bomb hoax, police say while his friend videotaped it, Vitaly went up to a man outside of Publix in Boca Raton saying there was a bomb in the briefcase he was carrying. He is being held on a $3,000 bond.
But he treated these arrests like achievements and turned his criminal behaviors into clickbait, like in July of 2014, when he grabbed international headlines by storming onto the field during the FIFA World Cup finals between Germany and Argentina, turning one of the world's biggest sporting events into a shameless publicity stunt.
Hey guys, it's about to happen. I'm about to go in the middle of the field, World Cup finals.
Then, in May 2016, he was arrested once again, this time for climbing the Hollywood sign as part of yet another spectacle.
Back to our breaking news, a man believed to be a YouTube prankster has climbed the Hollywood sign.
It may all be a stunt, a man climbing the Hollywood sign. Sky 9 shows him waving a flag that says, "I'm back," which then flies away.
Yeah, Tim, he climbed the letter D. You can fill in the blank with your own adjective. He is now standing in handcuffs.
Over the next couple of years, he'd continue pulling in similar stunts. He streaked during Game 4 of the NBA Finals in June 2016, and sprinted onto the field during Game 5 of the World Series in October 2017. But by early 2018, Vitaly's YouTube career had begun to spiral downward. After a fallout with FujiTube, he was exposed for faking his pranks.
I'm gonna dissect every single thing you've ever said about me, and I'm gonna expose the out of your ass. You said I do the fake pranks. You said you're the 1% that doesn't. You're the one who taught me how to do fake pranks when the first video I ever did was filming your fake prank.
This is something that he was eventually forced to admit himself.
So FujiTube just tried to expose me. Okay, yeah, fake pranks. Everybody knows that. I already admitted it. When Kim started exposing you for faking pranks, you told me that you wanted to take a gun and shoot him.
Around the same time, YouTube also rolled out major changes to his partner program, which was following the infamous Logan Paul Japan video. This era is known as the adpocalypse, where the platform started imposing heavy restrictions, demonetizing hundreds and thousands of creators overnight. Among these, prank channels were hit the hardest.
Every single video on Dosofusi for like the first week and a half after my return after a 3-month absence was getting 1 million views. And then I check how much the 1 million views were worth. It was like shut off. My channel was like not getting the revenue that it once was.
With ad revenue gone, these channels were left without their primary source of income. Desperate for a new stream of revenue, Vitaly started looking outside the box. Later that year, Vitaly launched his own OF-like adult site in late 2018, where he promised to post even more outrageous content that wasn't even allowed on YouTube. But in promoting it, he started dragging others down with him, turning the people closest to him into props for his cheap publicity stunts. For example, he had his own girlfriend streak at the UEFA Champions League final in 2019. Then, he convinced his own mother to streak as well at the Cricket World Cup final later that same year. All the while, he slapped the name of their website across their clothes in hopes to promote the website when the story hit the media. The platform, however, flopped miserably. Despite the stunts, the hype, and the shock factor, it was eventually shut down completely. Vitaly never mentioned the platform again, but this didn't stop his reckless antics. Because for him, it was just another bump on the road to success, barely enough to make him tap the brakes. In January 2020, he was arrested again, this time in Egypt for illegally climbing the pyramids of Giza.
I just wanted to let you know, live your dreams to the fullest. It's your life, your choice. Do whatever you want. I don't want to curse because I'm in the Holy Land. I love you so much, world. Thank you, universe.
He spent 5 days locked up in an Egyptian jail and still walked away with no serious consequences. Over and over again, he flirted with disaster and somehow managed to come out every time with barely a scratch. And after years of this, Vitaly had become addicted to pushing the limits and was convinced that he was untouchable. But that was about to change soon. Because in April 2020, Vitaly finally pushed his luck too far, and this time, there was no getting out of it. On April 12th, Miami police received a disturbing 911 call from one of his neighbors.
Somebody's outside beating the out of somebody. Lock your doors and windows and do not let the person in. Are there any weapons involved? No. No, he's just beating the out of somebody. Okay. Female on the ground. He was punching her in the face left and right.
When officers arrived at the scene, they quickly discovered the suspect was none other than Vitaly himself, and he was immediately taken into custody.
Put your hand on the car, man. No, just put your hand on the car. Just lean on the car, man. Lean on the car right there. Put your hands behind the back. That's all you got. Put your hands behind the back. Put your hands behind the back. Good. I'm sorry, guys.
According to police reports, Vitaly had consumed a dangerously high dose of psychedelic mushrooms. The drugs triggered intense hallucinations, which caused him to leave his home. Once outside, he saw a female jogger on the side of the road. He suddenly jumped in front of her, tackled her to the ground, and began putting the beats to her face and chest repeatedly. The attack left her with several facial injuries, including a deep gash above her right eye. Vitaly was charged with aggravated assault, and days later, the victim filed a lawsuit against him as well. She ultimately ended up winning, with the court ordering Vitaly to pay over $155,000 in damages. More importantly, news of the incident exploded across the internet, shattering his public image and sparking severe backlash. I remember when I used to watch this guy every week, ashamed of what he turned into. Vitaly is probably the most disgusting YouTuber in my opinion. Sad to see, there was a point in time where he was genuine and authentic. He should have known when to stop. Following the incident, he kept a low profile for nearly 2 years. He barely uploaded any content and disappeared from YouTube completely. That is until he posted a comeback video on Facebook in July of 2022.
What's good, people? I wanted to do this video for a long time, but I simply wasn't ready. And I wanted to let you know what I've been going through in my life for the last 2 years and why I stopped uploading videos.
In the video, he spoke openly about his wild past, owning up to the reckless behavior that had defined his career.
And I was hanging around wrong people, the fame got to my head, I started abusing drugs and alcohol, traveling the world with beautiful women, you think it's all cool, but at the end, I wasn't really happy. Because of drugs and alcohol, I got into serious legal trouble. A legal trouble that I'll remember, regret, and have to live with for the rest of my life.
And for what seemed like the first time, he actually apologized for his actions and claimed that he was back to become a better creator.
And I'm here today to apologize to all the people that are listening to me right now To the whole world, to all the people that I let down, I'm so sorry. And I wanted to let you know that I'm coming back to do what I love the most, making you laugh, inspire, and share my creativity with the world. And I couldn't be happier to share this video.
However, anyone who took his words at face value was about to be sorely disappointed. Over the next year, he uploaded a handful of videos where he went back to his roots. But despite his promises of change, it was the same tired formula: be a nuance, provoke people, and cause a scene.
Scared myself. How are you?
Yet, despite having over 10 million subscribers, none of his videos even cracked 200,000 views, which is barely 2% of his audience still watching. While that may seem decent for most creators, for someone who once pulled in tens of millions with ease, it was a crushing fall from relevance. The truth was that YouTube had moved on. The era of prank-based content was dead, and nobody wanted to see a washed-up creator trying to revive a genre of entertainment the internet had no longer cared for. But there was a new toxic trend rising in its place. IRL streamers were gaining notoriety by harassing strangers and turning public disruption into content.
Don't put your hand in my food again. Do not do that. You don't do that to people.
All right to say you should never have kids. Shut up. Call the police, stupid ass.
We got out of there, motherfucker. Let's go.
Watch your language. There's kids around here.
I didn't say any curse words.
You got a stupid shirt on over there.
Your kids can't read, though.
What are you talking about?
Your kids can't read, can they?
I'm sure your kids watch.
Get away from me. You started talking to me, buddy.
Get away from me.
You get away from me.
In many ways, it wasn't all that different from what Vitaly was doing for years. Only now, he had to do it live. Sensing an opportunity, Vitaly made the jump to Kick in early 2023 and began streaming regularly. And in a surprise to absolutely no one, his streams quickly devolved into the same old degeneracy. He'd wander through public places, walk up to strangers, and harass them.
Excuse me, girl? Hey, girl. Where'd you get these boots? They're fucking hot.
Rick Owens.
Rick Owens, shit. How much can I pay you for these right now?
Right now, no.
Yeah.
What am I going to walk away in?
Huh?
What am I going to walk away in?
Oh my God. You're a little boy. I love it. I'm here for one reason and one reason only. To pick up black girls like you and eat them out like there's no tomorrow.
And start public altercations just to bait reactions.
Oh, I'm out here! I'm out! Oh, you're not fuck up the car. You're not going to the car. Oh, shit! Give me all your cash. Give me all your cash you got. Give me everything you have.
But when even these antics failed to bring him the attention he so desperately craved, Vitaly moved on to his next spectacle. In 2024, he launched a new series of predator hunting streams.
Yo! I'm the father of this kid. You understand? Shut up. Yes, I'm your father. What are you doing?
I only touch you.
Hello, sir. Dimitri. Dimitri, sir.
He began collaborating with other big streamers and celebrities like Aiden Ross, Ryan Garcia, and even Akon, who he got to perform his hit song Locked Up while the predator was getting locked up.
Locked up, they won't let me out. He's about to get locked up. Cops patrolling, letting them stop me, and I get locked up.
The plan was to carry out sting operations targeting suspected PDF files. They'd pose as minors, lure in targets, and then confront and humiliate them live on stream. And the humiliation tactics would range anywhere from shaving their heads to forcing them into boxing matches, and some downright bizarre punishments.
Open your mouth. Good boy. Good.
Good boy.
But the internet loved it. Viewers simply enjoyed seeing predators get exposed in real time. The streams brought Vitaly a wave of renewed attention, earning him hundreds of thousands of new followers on Kick. And for the first time in years, Vitaly was back in the spotlight. But behind the applause and viral clips, something didn't sit right. As the series gained traction, viewers began to notice that Vitaly and his team rarely involved law enforcement. This is something that other notable creators in the space often did. Take Skeeter Jean, Gideon, or Predator Approachers, who more often than not call the police in every one of their streams and videos. In other words, most of the predators they confronted were never actually arrested. On top of that, throughout the confrontations, Vitaly would shamelessly plug his gambling sponsor, often mid-conflict.
What's going on, puppy? What's your favorite number?
7.
7? Okay, click it. Click. Good boy, I'm cashing out. You made me 500, not bad.
It became increasingly clear that these streams were never about doing the right thing. They were about theatrics and turning some serious crimes into monetizable content. And once again, Vitaly had proven that virality was all he ever truly cared about. But this non-stop chase for clout and chaos would soon push Vitaly to take his antics overseas, leading to a trip that spiraled into a nightmare darker than anything he'd ever experienced before. At the time, travel live streaming was becoming the hot new trend, with streamers like iShowSpeed breaking viewership records by broadcasting their adventures abroad. Seeing this, Vitaly decided to try it for himself, and on March 27th, 2025, Vitaly moved to the Philippines, hoping to kickstart a new phase of his career through travel streaming. And true to form, he used his own mother as clickbait to announce these streams. That said, at first, things didn't look so bad. He visited some of the less developed areas of the country and handed out various items to help locals.
I got you the printer.
Thank you.
Computer.
Walang hanggang pasasalamat ko.
There you go.
However, this philanthropic side of Vitaly was short-lived. In the very next stream, titled Disturbing the Peace in the Philippines, he was back to his usual antics.
Can I make love to you? Sexy time. Kiss, kiss. LOL. Can I have your number?
No, sir.
Okay, next time. So I took it and my PP won't go down. What do I do?
Release yourself, nice.
Do you think your wife can help me?
Within just hours of going live, he was already harassing anyone he came across.
What the? I'm gonna eat your dog. Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me? How much to sell your dog to China?
Including every security guard he could find.
No? What are you gonna do? Hello? 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 I have a question for you. Can I give you a kiss? No, I have a question for you. I'm the new general in town, mother. Sir, listen to me. Dispatch. Dispatch.
And when he couldn't get the sort of reactions he wanted, he escalated his behavior from annoying to straight up criminal. He went on to try to steal a motorcycle in broad daylight.
Hulihin mo, kuya. Hulihin mo. Hulihin mo yan. Hulihin mo yan.
He's not chasing me.
He then followed this up by stealing a fan from a restaurant.
That's my only fan left in the chat. Since I don't have any fans, since I fell off, my only fan, bro. I buy this in the store, what? Bro, this is my fan, I bought it, okay? Bye. Bye. There's a problem, you can talk to me later.
And a light mask from the store. At one point, he even went as far as threatening to rob an elderly woman.
Chat, excuse me, madam, madam. I'm gonna rob you if you keep walking away.
But when the lady reacted negatively, he casually offered her money.
I want to give you money. No? Okay. No. Okay, because you got a COVID mask, you liberal f***.
The thing is, Vitaly seemed convinced that he couldn't get away with it all, that his fame and money would protect him as they always have. Unfortunately for him, he couldn't have been more wrong, because the consequences were waiting for him like a ticking time bomb, and soon, he'd pay the price with his freedom. What makes it worse is that he had every chance to turn things around. Soon after those first dreams, clips of his disgraceful actions went viral, causing outrage from all directions of the internet. The audacity, the disrespect. This behavior is unacceptable, even if you are a famous streamer. During one of his streams, he was even confronted by another travel vlogger known as Unlock Philippines. He tried to help Vitaly understand the severity and potential fallout of his actions.
When we come here and we have power, like we stream and we show people that we have influence, what would it hurt you to take someone and build them up here as the locals instead of like, because there's been videos about you that have come out and they've been showcasing like the bad things that you do, but what about the good? Like you show up in a country like this and you have your team start f***ing around, they f*** you over, right? Like what happens behind the scenes when you're interacting with people here and you're messing around with them? I know it's a joke to you, but for the people here, they work hard, bro.
But instead of backing down, Vitaly threatened him.
A literal piece of shit.
Perfect, amazing. Jesus loves you too. Let's go. Don't you touch me before I knock you the f*** out.
You're not gonna knock me out.
Oh yeah? What are you gonna do?
I guarantee you're not gonna knock me out.
Yo, back off.
Oh, what are you gonna do about it?
It went right back to harassing locals and disrupting small businesses for content, though it wouldn't be long before he had regret ignoring Unlock Philippines' warning. Vitali's luck had finally run dry, and his reckless rampage came crashing down when the Philippines police arrested him on April 2nd, 2025.
Good evening, okay? Here's your Miranda rights, okay? Sir. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in any court of law. Sure.
And just a few days later, on April 7th, he was brought on national television alongside the country's Interior Secretary, and he was formally charged for his crimes.
Also this morning, Secretary Remulla presented to the media the Russian vlogger who's been detained by authorities for harassing Filipinos at Bonifacio Global City in Taguig.
He was hit with multiple counts, including unjust fixation, trespassing, theft, public harassment, and unauthorized video recording. Appearing on national TV in handcuffs should have been enough to make him realize the gravity of the situation. But right from the very start, Secretary Remulla made it very clear that Vitali wouldn't be getting out of this situation anytime soon. He will remain there for now in the Bureau of Immigration Detention Facility while he awaits his trial here. We will not deport him. He will be held accountable under the law here in the Philippines. He also revealed the government's intention to make an example out of him. The time when foreigners could just disrespect Philippines is over. This is an example that we are serious in our own country. We will not let them belittle us. To make matters worse, even the president of the Philippines published a video of himself reacting and condemning Vitali's outrageous behavior.
Biro man ito o hindi, sino naman Pilipino ang hindi kukulo ang dugo sa napapanood natin? Isang naging bahagi na ng social media na nagkakaroon ng mga vlogger na nanggugulo lang, nang aasar lang, nang buwisit lang, nang babastos lang para makakuha ng mga viewers. Huwag tayong sasama dyan sa ganyang klaseng ugali. Hindi naman ganyan ang ugaling Pilipino. Asahan ninyo yung mga gumagawa ng ganyan, hindi natin.
But what truly sealed his fate was when both countries he had citizenship in, Russia and the US, practically refused to take him back. The Russian ambassador even made a public statement formally declining any help. With that, all hope for Vitali was gone, and now he's left completely alone to bear the full weight of the consequences, fueled by his own reckless hunger for chaos. What lies ahead is far worse than anything he could have ever imagined. According to multiple reports, if Vitali is convicted on all charges, he could face up to 24 years in prison. The most serious among his crimes is theft, particularly his attempt to steal a motorcycle. That one act alone carries a potential sentence of up to 20 years behind bars. Authorities are currently in the process of collecting evidence to build the strongest case possible. And considering that Vitali streamed nearly every crime he committed, there's a high likelihood that at least some of the charges will stick. But even if they don't, Vitali is already receiving a punishment far worse than some time behind bars. Because as a foreign national awaiting trial, he's held in the Bureau of Immigration's Bigoton Detention Center, a facility that's infamous around the world for its awful living conditions and is often referred to as a modern-day gulag. It's a severely overcrowded jail, crawling with rats, and has appalling hygiene conditions. Dozens of inmates are crammed into tiny, sweltering cells where the air is thick and has a stench of sweat and filth. And in a recent interview, Secretary Remulla explicitly stated that Vitali will not receive any sort of special treatment in the detention center either.
He has no access to a cell phone. He has an access only to a cell phone to contact family or attorney. He is not allowed to vlog about anything which goes on inside the detention facility. He will live on the national stipend of 3 meals at 70 pesos a day. He will get special treatment. He will live in a common cell while an air conditioner.
To make it even more terrifying, he also indicated that Vitali could potentially remain trapped inside the facility for 2 to 3 years before his trial is finished.
I think that hearing the civil trial, I don't know, it's civil criminal, maybe it's criminal, it will maybe last 2 to 3 years. Oh. Then the minimum charge, I think, will be 5 years per guilty verdict.
That's because the Philippine justice system is notoriously slow, with courtrooms overwhelmed by a massive backlog, resulting in proceedings dragging on for years without resolution. Now trapped in a nightmare of his own making, Vitali is finally facing the consequences of a life driven by recklessness, spectacle, and complete disregard. and unsurprisingly, the internet has no sympathy to spare. That's crazy, but this is why you don't go to foreign countries and commit crimes. Huge W. Some of these IRL streamers think they're untouchable just because thousands of people are watching them. You can't expect to fuck around at a foreign country and expect nothing to happen. I don't often wish ill upon people, but this guy deserves the worst. As the criticism piles up, the physical toll Vitaly is facing tells an even darker story. In images released on June 17, 2025, it was clear just how brutal the past few weeks have been. He had lost drastic amounts of weight and appeared to be a completely different person. Some people speculate that the change is because he no longer has access to body-enhancing steroids. Others believe the weight loss is due to the meager food portions in detention, with prisoners reportedly surviving on just $1.20 worth of food every day. However, along with his physique, his demeanor has also seemed to have undergone a major transformation, from the smug arrogance of his mugshot to a face now filled with remorse and desperation. And that desperation has been seeping into every attempt at escape he's made since. By the end of May 2025, nearly 2 months since his arrest, Vitaly wrote a personal letter to Secretary Remula, begging for forgiveness and asking for the charges to be dropped, claiming his mental health was deteriorating. But this plea was flat out rejected. Similarly, just days later, his attorney appeared in an interview on ANC 24/7, claiming that Vitaly was suffering from severe psychological distress due to the conditions of his confinement.
He's better now. I'm saying better because he was not really good before. He's in a very bad place, emotionally, psychologically. So he was really not doing well before. Nang nag-visit ako one time, before he was able to say hi, he just started crying and couldn't stop crying.
The attorney also attempted to downplay the severity of Vitaly's actions, and that his behavior was merely a misguided attempt at comedy.
Everything that he did wrong was done in jest. Wala siyang criminal intent. It was tasteless jokes, pranks, yung violation kasi ng revised penal code. Most violations there would require that there's criminal intent, but wala po talaga siyang.
But when you're disrupting peace, harassing locals, and threatening people to provoke a reaction for your live stream, that excuse falls apart almost instantly. In the same interview, the attorney also claimed that Vitaly was now a changed man, that he had experienced a spiritual transformation in the detention center, and requested forgiveness from the Filipino people.
He's now better because he found his faith. Nagbabasa na siya ng Bible. I brought him for devotion, daily devotion, and he's doing better, and he's just hoping that when the time comes, may encourage an opportunity to ask for the forgiveness of the people he offended and also of the Filipino people. You know, we are a Christian nation. We believe in forgiveness, and I hope na dumating tayo doon because this guy is really a changed guy and she wants to seek forgiveness.
But once again, the timing of this sudden religious awakening and public apology feels far too convenient. After years of mocking consequences and pushing boundaries for content, it's hard to believe Vitaly is suddenly remorseful because he understands the damage he caused. And not just because he's trapped, with no way out and no clout to save him this time. At this point, no one's buying it. Not the internet, not the courts, and definitely not the people he disrespected for views. The law is the law. No excuse for breaking it. He is old enough for his wrongdoings. A sorry and asking for forgiveness is part of his drama. Using kindness is not an excuse for his actions. And don't bring religion into this. We may forgive, but we don't forget. And we will not tolerate anybody taking advantage of our hospitality. Yes, we are a Christian nation. So let God forgive him, but let our laws be upheld. In response to the public outrage and the broader impact of the case, the Philippine government had also begun enforcing new privacy laws to protect civilians from low-life streamers and content creators. These new regulations now require creators to blur the faces of bystanders in their videos and live streams and get explicit consent before recording anyone in public spaces. But as the government writes these new laws, the nuance that inspired it is still deep in the thick of it. As the legal process finally began to move forward on June 11th, Vitaly was transferred from the custody of the Bureau of Immigration to the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology. The move was necessary for him to face local charges of unjust vexation, which had been filed in the regional trial court. he was expected to remain in custody until those charges were resolved. Over the following week, Vitaly made several attempts to secure bail, and on June 20th, he was finally granted it. However, before he can get his hopes up, any chance of him walking free during the trial was crushed to the ground. Instead of releasing him, authorities moved him straight back to the immigration detention center, stating he will not be allowed to roam around as he is already seen as an undesirable alien. And with that, it is now confirmed that Vitaly isn't getting out anytime soon, at least until the trial is concluded, and given how things move in the Philippines, who knows how long that may be. This story begins in 2016, when the former lower league basketball player Austin McBroom met fitness model Catherine Pies. Immediately, the two hit it off, with Austin suggesting that it was love at first sight.
She's worth it.
She's worth it.
You knew right away?
I knew.
At dinner?
Not even at the dinner. I knew as soon as I met her.
Where did you guys meet?
We met at a...
It was a handshake, and that was pretty much it.
And that's how I knew, though.
Hey, she wants to make that very clear.
Right, exactly.
Even if today, these claims are being looked at in a whole new light as allegations continue to spill out.
Crazy. The moment I met Catherine, she was the one. Instantly, right?
Yeah.
A lot of you guys can say you met the one, but really haven't met the one. I was like, yo, this girl, she ain't going nowhere. It's my rock right there.
Eventually, the two embarked on a life together, launching a YouTube channel which charted the lives of their growing family. Along the way, they documented essentially every meaningful moment possible, including the childhoods of their kids, Elle, Elena, and latest arrival, Steele. Even the intimate moment where he proposed to her was leveraged for content, becoming their biggest YouTube video ever with 41 million views.
Ever since I met you, I've been wanting to do this. The day that I met you, you're gonna make me cry. Will you marry me?
Along the way, they racked up almost 20 million subscribers, made roughly 5 million per year from their videos, and seemed to have everything figured out. And for a long time, Austin seemed to think that the only way was up. No words can express how I'm feeling. In a world where love is lost, the Ace family is the new definition of true love. People think the Ace family is just a family of 4, when it's really a family of millions. I truly believe with you guys by our side that anything is possible, but as much as they seem to relish the spotlight, what he didn't realize was that they were essentially setting a trap for themselves. Because while Austin portrayed the role of doing father and devoted dad on screen, there were accusations that the man he was away from the cameras was something else entirely. Although rumors of shady, immoral behavior have been around since those early days, it was a testament to the Ace family's popularity, as they generally managed to brush it off. Over the years, Austin has done some things that seem like they would have bulldozed any other career. For starters, there was the incident where he provided an inappropriate gift for a kid, a situation which he clearly set up.
What are you trying to get to? You love what? Oh, God. You don't need that. Show Catherine what you have in your hand. Show Catherine. Show her. She said it's a lollipop. Are you really making me buy this lollipop right now? You really want it? Yes. Oh, God. It's gonna be 7. Please, bro, put that in a bag right now. Keep that in the bag forever. Do not show that to anybody, okay? Okay. That's your little secret. You really have to take that lollipop?
Yes. Can I show you? Look.
Promise me something. Don't show nobody that lollipop, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Let's go.
To no one's surprise, this blatant mistreatment of a kid horrified everyone. That's disgusting. Pure disgusting. Like, it didn't even seem like he was trying to stop her. I bet he told her to pick it out. But while this is among the weirdest things he's done, it wasn't his only instance of very bizarre behavior with kids, including his own, like this incident with Elle.
I've been working out too. My shit getting fat. My shit getting fat.
Yeah, lights. Bulb.
God, I can't.
Aside from these strange occurrences, there was also the sense the pair acted differently whenever the cameras weren't around, or at least he thought they weren't.
Who moved it? Hey, where is it?
It's gone. It's sold.
My jet ski is not gone.
It is.
Stop saying that. Look at my hair.
No.
Good thing I don't have to. No, I'm gonna say it. Good thing I don't have to be on camera today. God. My hair looks up. I would not film like this. So just go.
Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Ace family.
And as a result, critics of their content have been waiting for the moment that they can finally get to see the seedy underbelly of what's really going on in the Ace family. Can't wait to see Elle grow up and spill the tea. Honestly, same. and the kids for other channels like this. Amid all of the brief waves of controversy stemming from incidents both past and present, the family generally kept it moving, with Austin making a joke of it whenever he could.
In my old tweets, right? Someone spent hours, days, went back and found a tweet that I made in 2011. And that tweet says, "Can't do black girls because after I'm done, I'm gonna have to pay for their hair." Listen. Oh God. Listen, hashtag all bad.
But still, the rumors persisted, with noted internet personality Cole Kerrigan leading an expose where a woman revealed that she'd apparently been sexually assaulted by Austin in Miami.
We start taking our bathing suits off and we turn the shower on and we're both good. And all of a sudden, I hear the door open and it's Austin McBroom. And he's just like, "Oh hey, like what are you guys doing?" You know, like being really flirty, and then he like comes and starts like rubbing on my arm, and then before I know it, one of his basketball player friends comes in the room too, and is like trying to do the same thing, touching us. We're literally good, and we're not like pushing him off because we're so drunk, we're really not even capable of pushing them off of us. But the next thing I remember is, unfortunately, being on the bed and his NBA player friend was having sex with me. I don't ever remember giving him consent to. The next thing I remember is looking up and Austin's dad, Alan, is there, and I am seeing him unbuckle his pants, pull down his pants, and pull out his in front of my face, basically wanting me to his I remember that I did not.
But while it made headlines for a moment, the story quickly faded, with whispers that it wasn't just an open secret, but that hush money had been used to keep Austin's true behavior buried. One comment on Reddit under a post that said, "Did we forget about Austin McBroom and his dad's grape allegations?" claimed that Austin and his dad had a bad reputation in the Miami scene, with multiple people alleging they've done horrible things to women, so bad that one incident supposedly left blood on the bed. It also mentions a girl who was allegedly paid off to stay silent about what happened. With that, there was public outcry, with some people drawing a line in the sand and swearing off their content. Austin McBroom is a disgusting human being. If you support him or the Ace family, unfollow me right now. Still, when anyone attempted to come at Austin or disparage his name, Catherine was always ready to go to bat for him.
I'm gonna say one last time, stop talking about my family, my children, me, my husband. It's done. Stop talking about us. So Shyla, respectfully, being the hawk that she is, watching every single one of our stories and our videos and trying to find an opportunity to speak on our name and continuously disrespect us and slander us and say these really hurtful and untruthful things. There's a couple more things that are just untrue. I don't even remember what she said, but this is the time that it comes to an end.
But while this might look like ride or die loyalty on the surface, most people saw it as Catherine simply covering for who Austin really was behind the scenes. One commenter even claimed that she was on a leash, constantly playing the peacemaker and making excuses for him, saying that cheating wasn't even a secret. They went on to say she seemed brainwashed, defending a toxic brand more than protecting herself, and was likely convinced by Austin that everyone just wanted to tear them down. As their channel kept pulling in millions of views, the Ace family looked to expand their brand. But one of their biggest missteps was Austin's YouTubers vs Streamers boxing event. Despite beating Bryce Hall in the main event, the Social Gloves show quickly spiraled into legal chaos. Fighters and investors claimed they weren't paid, triggering multiple lawsuits against Austin and his company, Simply Greatness Productions. He also sued the event's streaming partner LiveX Live over proceeds from the fight, though they eventually settled in 2022, with Live agreeing to pay over $3 million. The event still stands as a high-profile example of influencer-led financial failure.
I'm seeing this everywhere since the fights, and I saw Gruen also, one of the announcers was like, "I didn't get paid," and Gruen, I think, was like, "I told you so." But
the problem is, though, he's right. Did you see what he was tweeting like 3 months ago about the fight? He was like, no one's gonna get paid.
But did the fighters not get paid?
Nope.
Nobody got paid.
Fighters didn't get paid. Artists didn't get paid. No one got paid, I'm pretty sure.
So Bryce Hall didn't get any money?
From what I know, and I haven't got to actually talk to Bryce, I guess, yet, but since after the fight has happened, all the reports have said that no one's gotten paid.
Meanwhile, Catherine had her own drama, getting sued by TBL Cosmetics for allegedly staging a takeover. She was originally brought on as the face of their new premium skincare line, but according to the lawsuit, she teamed up with family and friends in a behind-the-scenes move to snatch control of the brand's management. As this all went bad and their reputation continued to skid, things began to really hit the fan for them financially, and in 2021, they defaulted on their home. After being given a 90-day window to repay $8.7 million to a lender, the LA house was repossessed and was later sold at auction.
At the end of July 2019, the McBrooms took out a hard money loan of $8.85 million from Five Arch Funding Corp and another $1 million loan from TMK Development LLC, who I'm assuming is also a hard money lender. A few days ago, a channel named Static John went to the auction for the Ace family house and showed that no one was interested in buying.
And then they would sell it here at an auction like this. Usually the opening bid for the house will be exactly what's owed on the house, so whatever the balance is of your loan will be the opening bid. Today they set an opening bid for the Ace family house of a little over $9 million. No one here bought the house, or no one here wanted to buy the house.
No one wants to buy the house because they would have to buy it in cash, it's incredibly overpriced, and no renovations are needed, and because the McBrooms will probably still show up a few times a week to film their videos. I hope you don't mind them filming in your driveway.
And as all this was going on, rumors started going around that he had a whole other property where he led another life. He's a family channel YouTuber with his wife, and apparently he has a whole separate house to hook up with different girls every weekend and forces them to sign NDAs. Super weird because I see clips of him on TikTok and he seems to be obsessed with his wife. All the while, the drama persisted, with accusations of scamming picking back up when he handpicked the winner of a Tesla giveaway when it was supposed to be at random.
As I am getting a new car, as you guys know on Snapchat, those who follow us on Snapchat, we're very active on there. I was showing you guys the other day that I was looking at cars, and so I was thinking about it because I am getting a new car, and because this car is still in such a great condition, it looks great, it works great, I was thinking about just giving it to one of you guys.
Hey guys, it's her favorite car, so it's like a big deal.
As it turns out, the whole thing was an attempt to drive traffic to their newly launched Kick channel.
And then we pick at random, but this time around, since we did just download this new app and we're planning on starting to stream, we're really excited to start streaming.
Ace family, all you have to do to have a chance to win Catherine's Tesla is download the Kick app right now and follow us at the Ace family. We're gonna start streaming.
And as the competition continued, they basically admitted it was never really randomized.
When it came to picking our Tesla winner, it ended up being actually easier than we thought. The reason I say that is because we literally had like 2 other guys along with us looking for somebody who was really a part of the Ace family.
So it's not random.
These giveaways, sometimes like we get really frustrated because we don't really know if, the person is like a part of the Ace family. We don't know if someone just comes on, don't really know us and seen us for the first time and is watching the stream, right? But in this particular person, our team actually did like their homework and research on this person. This person was one of the very first people to ever buy Ace family merch.
As was the case with every controversy, this simply led people to wonder what was really transpiring behind the on-screen smiles. There is something seriously wrong with the way this family moves about their lives. And ultimately, this con was all for nothing, as their views kept dwindling on YouTube, with only 15K of their subscribers migrating to the Kick channel that they then basically abandoned when it was clear it wasn't the new lease of life they hoped for. With both their personal and professional lives in shambles, the pressure on their relationship reached a breaking point. And before long, everything they'd worked so hard to keep behind closed doors came crashing into the spotlight. In January 2024, the news broke that Austin and Catherine were heading for divorce after 7 years of marriage. In a statement issued by Catherine, she broke the news as she declared, "2024 will be my year of transformative change. And with this taking place, one of the steps in my journey is the difficult decision to leave my marriage. We have mutually agreed to a divorce and will part amicably. Our paths as a couple have shifted and have created challenges that are irreconcilable." Leading with the promise to co-parent, the pair seem to be concluding this chapter of their life on good terms. But it's fair to say that those who felt Catherine was always being controlled by him rejoiced. Austin McBroom is a piece of shit and always has been. Bless Catherine for finally getting out of there. Although, to say that Austin didn't take the breakup well, or at the very least, tried to spin it for content in ridiculous ways, would be understating how crazy it got. From the announcement of the divorce onwards, Austin looked into a pattern of harassing women and acting out, with Catherine being among those he was accused of causing issues for by literally living in an RV outside of her house.
Here's just a little update regarding my living situation. Unfortunately, I was unable to move into the home that I really wanted, and you guys know how much that meant to me because I get to be as close as I can be to my kids. But I did figure out another solution that is just temporary, but it's the best I can do for now. So this is what I did. I was able to get this new motorhome, and so I'll be living here temporary, and they're right here. So I still get to be super close to my kids because they're literally, right across the street from me.
While that's by no means the way to set boundaries with an ex or move on, Austin claimed it was necessary to be close to his kids in the short term. That said, Catherine played the whole thing down as a publicity stunt. Wait, y'all really believe that? But that was far from the only questionable thing he posted during that time. McBroom's early Bachelor era content sparked a wave of secondhand embarrassment across the internet.
I can't tell if he's trying to get Catherine's attention, our attention. I don't know what he's doing, but it's so awkward and cringe. Let me show you.
Oh my god, yo. I finally just got out of bed. I got chills, fever, I've been sweating from head to toe. Hopefully I don't have the C word. Should I go to the hospital just make sure? What should I do, y'all? What should I do? I'm gonna try to take a cold shower. Don't mind this, don't laugh at me. Because of this auntie thing looking crazy, but for some reason it's making me feel better. This is Catherine shit. You guys have any suggestions? Please leave it below. I'm try to get in the shower.
Does Austin McBroom not get secondhand embarrassment watching his own Snapchat stories back? But ultimately, people were divided on whether he was truly crazy or if he had ulterior motives.
All you can drink lemonade. All you can drink horchata.
Nobody's coming, bro.
Yes, they are. You have to have hope. All you can drink lemonade.
Stop it. Nobody's coming.
I know a manic episode when I see one. And Austin is either also mentally ill or a severely deranged person to be acting like this for views. He's playing it for the Snapchat money. It's the fact that Austin is out here acting like he's homeless with his makeshift lemonade stand and Hot Pockets shit stand with a fundraising sign, asking for money from random strangers when he gets paid thousands of dollars per Snapchat post. But as her ex unceremoniously crashed out, Catherine seemed focused on growth and appeared happy to be distancing herself. I'm grateful to be evolved because his behavior and coping mechanisms are beyond me, she wrote in a reply to a viewer. He tells me he's doing well though, so I trust that. Still, Austin seemed determined to drag the Ace family name even further through the mud, especially after he was hit with a restraining order from a woman who claimed that he entered her home without permission. Reportedly, the incident included intentional infliction of emotional distress, stalking, harassment, and trespassing, which was allegedly perpetrated by McBroom. And on top of that, it endangered the plaintiff, Brittany Collinson, with her lawyer claiming that several of these videos very obviously included her home address, as they showed the exterior of her home with a clear street view and address numbers. Amid all of that drama, Austin didn't appear to take the news of her new boyfriend in his stride either.
Oh man. One thing I will say is that you guys think that I find out the news when you guys find out the news. That's false. The truth is, I've actually met him. Not once, not twice. And did you guys know that? You didn't know that?
But that hasn't stopped him from moving on in his own right, revealing his relationship with Alexa Mall, a woman who appears to be at least a decade younger than him, no less. Initially, the two pledged to keep things peaceful and support one another's journeys as they created new and separate lives. After all, they'd still have to retain some kind of civility for the sake of the kids. But over time, what was once seemed to be a plan to keep things on good terms had begun to deteriorate. Following years of defending him and standing by his side amid all of the rumors, Catherine was finally addressing all the cheating. When the pair initially went their separate ways, the idea of either of them having marital affairs wasn't even mentioned. And when he appeared on a podcast with his brother to discuss the breakup, any adultery was omitted from his version of events.
We always put our kids first, and it was a never toxic relationship. Nothing in our home was toxic. We argued, it was really short, and then we got over it. But I will say, it was really feeling like we were more best friends than actual husband and wife. And so that's what it was leading towards. She was going one direction, I was going the other direction, and we just couldn't get on the same same track.
But now, Catherine derailed his narrative when pages from her forthcoming book, Dolores, surfaced. He already broke his vows, she writes. He'd already been gone from me longer than I had known. Reflecting on how she discovered it, she recalled seeing a mistress of his at their famed charity basketball game back in 2019, and suddenly everything that she believed in fell apart. It wasn't just betrayal, it was the realization that I had been living inside a lie. Yes, so much of YouTube has been for clicks, but the love that we built our family on had been real. I found out Austin had been cheating on me. Not a suspicion, not a rumor, proof. And with that, the last remnants of the illusion of the Ace family's marital bliss fell to pieces and messily responded to it.
In this clip, it shows you that when I grab the mic to give my speech, my arm is completely around her the entire time. But you guys want to clip the part where I take a step away.
For everyone who watched the live stream, like we always say, nothing will be possible without the Ace family. We truly mean that.
My arm is completely around her the whole time I'm talking, but she says that she feels unseen. Then I give her the mic and I step away for a second, catch my breath and wipe the sweat off my face. And I'm still right there next to her. It's very unfortunate and sad because now she turned one of our biggest moments as a family and as a brand into a mockery.
But this was part of a much broader video from which he broached the rumors about his infidelity head on. And from the outset, Austin suggested he was hurt by the book.
Catherine and I have the best co-parenting situation that any parent can ever ask for. We actually have a better relationship now than we did when we were married. I look at Catherine as a best friend, someone that I talk to every day, not just about kids, but about life. Not once did she ever come to me and talk to me about this book. Yes, I was aware she was writing this book. She did not tell the full truth, which is why I'm here today to tell you guys the full truth.
From there, he went on to claim that he was being exploited for monetary gain, with Catherine using the headlines to drive sales of the book.
I don't know about you guys, but I find it very odd that the first chapter of her book is about me. She wanted to use me in this snippet to reel everybody in for clickbait and to monetize from the book.
As for cheating, Austin claimed that he had his own plans for how to roll out his true nature in a YouTube video, an idea which he shelved.
I felt the best way of doing it was coming out with a YouTube video together, her and I side by side. And I even told her that, hey, I'll do all the talking, I'll take full accountability for my actions and all the mistakes that I've made. I said, you don't have to say anything if you don't want. Even though you've made mistakes and I've made mistakes, I'll go ahead and take all the blame. She didn't want to do that.
He then revealed that he had recorded her without her knowledge, trying to get confirmation that she wouldn't unveil what really went down. And for some reason, he seemed to think that would paint him in a good light.
Okay, but do I have to worry about like you like saying something like after and stuff?
So I'm basically asking her like, what is okay for me to say? She showed me her statement that she had and I was like, okay, well, I had no say in that. You're doing what you want to do. Am I allowed to do what I want to do?
No, you just say
I'm just
you weren't happy.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Like say what you said in your video.
Yeah, but you know how people are over after breakups. It's like, no, I'm not saying you, I'm saying in general, right? Would you agree that women are like,
sure,
they keep,
fucked up.
Yeah, they keep fucking be playing the victim. Like,
I fucking can't
oh my
stand that shit.
God, that's what I'm saying.
She said that I can't stand that shit when women expose their man after they break up. That's literally what she said. And that's literally what she's doing now.
When it came to sleeping with other women, Austin held his hands up to what he had done, but he tried to shoot himself some bail purely on the grounds that she tolerated it, and that the reason that he had to do so was because she didn't meet his needs. So he interpreted it as a green light.
When it comes to me stepping out of my marriage, I did. I 100% stepped out of my marriage. It was completely wrong for me to do it. I take full accountability. If I can go back and change it, I would, and I'm sorry for that. But when it comes to her acting like she had no idea what was going on, that is a complete lie. Catherine knew what I was dealing with for a very long time. I would come to her and I would voice how I feel about how I felt like I was getting no affection from her. There was a year period where we had no sex, and I would vent to her telling her what I needed. Her exact words verbatim on my kids. She said, just don't make me look dumb. Don't embarrass me. I don't know what that means to you guys, but to me it sounds like go do whatever you need to do because I'm not capable of giving you what you need. She knew exactly
what I was doing and when I was doing it. So much to where she stayed with me another 5-6 years after that. She continued to film every YouTube video with me after that. She even went as far as defending me, defending my name when people would ask her about me stepping out.
And once again, he sought to use receipts, using her supportive words against her to suggest that she clearly wasn't as hurt as she made out.
And I also believe that my life partner, also Austin, which is really interesting because it has a lot to do with my life, my traumas in my past, even in my past life. It has to do with domino effects in my life, and that's why I was brought to Austin, and that's why we manifested each other, and I really feel like
someone that is destroyed would never say that.
While this makes it seem like she ultimately put up a facade for the good of their family and the business that was so intertwined with it, he did have accusations of his own to level at his former wife. Namely, he dragged her ayahuasca use, a psychedelic substance which is known to provide life-altering experiences. But in his version of events, it was a path to lunacy for her.
I wanted to support her as much as I could. And so I let her seek that journey, and that's what she did. Through her ayahuasca journey, she was telling me how one moment she feels like she's a psychic. The next moment she felt like she was a healer. The next moment she turned me into a mermaid.
Are you Little Mermaid?
Or I could be Big Mermaid. I was being as supportive as I could. She even went as far as telling me that she was the reincarnated Virgin Mary and that she no longer wanted to have sex with, and she didn't want to use her body in that way. You guys put yourself in my shoes.
While most people take this substance a couple times in their lifetime, he says that she was doing it once a month, placing her in the orbit of the man she's with now. It apparently progressed to the point that she did it in the same house that she shared with the kids, leading him to consider asking for full custody of the children.
Good friends of hers came to me, and Catherine forced them to do it, just like she forced me many of times, but I turned it down because I didn't believe in it. She forced her friends to do it. And they came to me very concerned because they didn't have a good experience. And they said, Austin, I'm very concerned, not only for Catherine, but for your kids, because this is where they sometimes sleep. And she had random people that come in and out of her house that she doesn't know, that are all participating in this illegal together, that are all hallucinating and having all different types of experiences, that this is not a safe environment.
Shockingly, he even suggested children were able to do ayahuasca in her house.
Here is a photo of all of them in Catherine's house experiencing the ayahuasca journey that they had together. And this boy right here is only 12 years old doing ayahuasca. Mind you, no one here is a professional. I don't know if you guys know how dangerous that is, but all it takes is for one bad experience and it changes all of our lives. Not just Catherine, not just mine, but my kids.
Even with all of that said, it's fair to say that Austin is getting little to no support from the wider world. Not the cheater trying to gain sympathy by acting like Catherine was wrong for telling her story. He's such a narcissist. As for Catherine, she denied the allegations while not exactly seeming completely sane all the same.
No, I never said that, but I will say that everyone who knows me in my life, like everyone who knows me personally, knows how deeply connected I am to Mother Mary. I even have like necklace, like I always wear around my neck. But I will say, like, I just feel like since we're all one, you know, like we're all connected, she's within all of us and you can connect to her at any time.
All the while explaining she stayed for the kids rather than him.
Because I was pregnant with 2 children, that's why.
With the announcement of the book, the perception of the Ace family as a wholesome, high-functioning unit is gone once and for all. And along with that, all of the financial gain that came with keeping their brand intact. And while all of this has been going on, it appears that Austin is persisting with his sleazy ways. During the Latina House's trip to the new McBroom residence, it was revealed that he literally had NDAs ready to go when people turned up, which doesn't exactly give off a wholesome vibe.
The last page at the bottom. Here you go. Who didn't get one? You didn't get a wristband? Oh, no, I didn't.
But the way that the whole thing is playing out paints neither of them in a good light. And while all this drama plays out online, the real victims are the ones who never asked for any of it, the kids. Caught in the middle of the chaos, they were thrust into the spotlight without ever being able to give consent. Honestly, if anyone deserves to write a tell-all one day, it's them. Not for clout, but to expose how they were exploited for family vlogs, while the adults around them acted anything but. I cannot fathom the embarrassment alone to see my parents arguing on the internet in public. I wouldn't be able to look at them the same. They need to think about the damn kids that they exposed on the internet. Where they go from here is unclear, but one thing that's certain is that the Ace family, as it was once known, is dead. Now, the adults are left to pick up the pieces and try to rekindle a career from its ashes. Despite being only 25 years old, Gucci Thirdleg has become one of the most notorious figures to ever enter that den of sin and lust that is the X-rated industry. And no, it's not due to the appendage that led to his name, but due to his sinister refusal to tell everyone the full truth about what he's allegedly carrying around. It's because of this that the man in question has become the supervillain of the OF world.
This guy's accused of giving herpes to like a bunch of your favorite fans creators. He's 5,000 girls allegedly.
You know, saying a whole situation blowing up.
One girl exposed him because like visible evidence that he might have like herpes or whatever, and he was girl, and the girl claimed she caught it from him, she blasted him, now he's defending himself.
So tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, we could definitely hop on the stream again.
And now, it looks like the permanent rep as a human torch of the online thoughts is one that he can't outrun, leaving his career dead in the water and causing Gucci to scramble to uncover his next move. Up until recently, you'd be forgiven for having no idea who this guy is. A simpler time for us all, some would say. But basically, this guy emerged out of the OF scene and onto the wider world of the internet, finding traction from those who like to provide platforms for the most outrageous activity on the internet. A lot of the appeal came from his discussion about his body count, which allegedly totals to some obscene numbers for someone who was still on the right side of 30.
Last year my body count was like 3,100, but I was really, I didn't feel too bad about it because my ex-chick Dominant Body had like 2,000 or whatever, but so it was like when I was dealing with my chick, she couldn't really be like, oh, your body count's too much, because her body count like 2,000. My body count like 3,000, so it's like, damn, like I ain't feel too bad about it.
And from the outset, not everyone was exactly on board with his behavior, or the fact that he carried it like a badge of honor. He says he has all those bodies like it's a flex, and that's sad. But no matter how disgusted certain people were by him, he clearly captivated a certain demographic if he wound up with over 1.2 million followers on X alone. And for Gucci, it's fair to say that he tried to make hay while the sun was shining. He even used his earnings from the industry to help his family set up a Nigerian restaurant in Maryland. But these days, we can bet the health inspector is on their ass due to his connection to Gucci. Yet, even though the ladies loved certain things about him, it's clear that treating them with respect wasn't high on his priority list. And in interviews, he basically acted as though they were of little concern to him when it came to anything outside of the bedroom.
Toxic thing you've ever done. I had 2 girls that I was talking to at the same time tattoo my name at the same time. The next day, they both got in a fight. One got her tooth knocked out, one ended up getting pregnant. And I ended up just really not choosing both of them, ended up just choosing my main bitch. So that they basically lost a tooth and one got pregnant for no reason by me. It's crazy though, cause it's like, I fucked them both the same day. But like, me and I don't know, maybe it don't go right, but sometimes it really do be fire, I ain't gonna lie.
But if he was claiming that was the most toxic thing he'd ever done, he was in for a rude awakening. Because before long, his deepest and darkest secrets would begin to spill out. During his brief run of prominence before it all went wrong, Gucci showed that he certainly wasn't concerned about limiting his contact with others. In fact, he went out of his way to get as frisky as possible, even while appearing on 20v1s.
I won't spit in somebody's mouth.
Hold on.
Let me spit in your mouth.
Oh! Oh! She's still going!
And initially, people probably didn't think much of it. After all, he's a professional, so he's probably getting tested all the time, right? But soon, the public would be informed of the truth behind his sexual hygiene, meaning that clips like this of him letting saliva drip into a random girl's mouth went from mildly humorous, if a little disgusting, to downright horrendous. I just threw the fuck up. I hope she did too. As it turned out, not only did Gucci allegedly have genital herpes, otherwise known as HSV2, but that he had been knowingly spreading it around. In terms of how his terrible act was exposed, out. The whistle was eventually blown by Danae Davis, a 19-year-old adult star who had her world crash down around her after discovering that she had tested positive. Granted, she didn't move fast about it. After initially testing positive in March, Danae finally came forward in October, beginning a since-deleted Twitter post that proclaimed, "Just because that man has a ton of followers doesn't mean collab with him. Genital herpes is spreading in this industry like wildfire." And soon, she went into detail, pointing the finger directly at Gucci third leg.
He told me that he was gonna send me his test results, and he never did. And it saddens me to hear that he's done this to so many girls, and there's girls with so many similar stories to me, and they're so young as well. He is preying on the young, he is preying on the new.
The news immediately sent the adult world into pandemonium, with Danae being asked to explain exactly how she knew. And according to her, it was the open sores that gave it away, although she'd initially been lied to about the source of them.
Me and Deshae did have protected while we were on his show in November of 2023. I contracted HSV-2 February 10th, 2024. I did not know that I had it until late March. I cannot give you the exact date yet. I have to go to Piedmont Urgent Care and get that exact date so I can have that exact receipt for you. The last time me and him had bad was November of 2023. So he does not have HSV.
Once the story was out, diligent users with too much time on their hands compiled a list of 75 apparent victims who were known or suspected to have hooked up with him. The dossier of destruction contained some pretty prominent names, such as Freddie Gibbs' baby mama Destiny, not to mention the alleged hood's hottest princess herself, Sexy Red. And what certainly didn't help quell that fire was the pictures of the two of them together, seemingly taken around the time that he was said to be infected. Understandably, Sexy Red initially denied it.
Why every time y'all see me with a nigga, y'all think I'm fucking him? Like, can I just chill? Can I hang out? God, I'm a grown-ass gangster superhero. Leave me alone.
But was then accused of doing the same thing by her baby daddy, discreetly afflicting people without warning them about what disease she was harboring.
Why you lying? Do all your niggas know what's going on with you? Do you tell them niggas you burning, or do you lie to them like you did me? Or is you lying to the niggas how you did me? Or is you lying? Or did you lie to me? Did you lie? Did you tell them the truth? Or did you tell them the truth? When you gonna keep it gangster? Hey. And when you gonna keep it gangster? When you gonna keep it gangster? You bitch, that's what you did. You lied to me for 6 months and then you told me you had that shit. So if y'all don't know how HSV-2 type 1 or 2 work, this how this shit go. You can't get rid of this. If you somebody that got this, while they having an outbreak, then you can contract it. But if you don't, you won't contract it. So for all my that I put that on in the past or in the future, I don't got this and my paperwork coming up. Cause I could book some paperwork. I ain't no faking ass. If I get on her and tell y'all that, y'all know I ain't gonna tell y'all no lies on my daughter. If I had this shit, I'd wear it on my chest. I'm talking about young boy got this shit. He ain't doing no fake. He ain't doing no faking on my daughter. But I'm gonna book some new paperwork for y'all so y'all know this shit real deal.
Inconclusive as that was when it came to Red, the fact remained that Gucci had been causing a full-on pandemic within an industry where sexual health should be prioritized above all else. And to say that people were disgusted would be an understatement, with most of the blame falling squarely on Gucci's shoulders. Everybody blaming that girl's nuts. He lied about his outbreak. I'm pretty sure that's illegal or something. But not everyone in the industry had empathy for her, including Gucci's ex-girlfriend Diamond Baby.
Like when you seen that, what was your thoughts?
I don't want to bash anybody. I want to say this in the most simplest way that I can without, hurting no one's feelings or trying to be, you know what I'm saying? But I just feel like I watched the video. I guess I seen what, everybody saw, but I'm like, if you saw that,
oh, you talking got the bumps, the open scalp thing?
Yeah, I just
so you saying basically if you saw that, why would you? Because you wouldn't have done that. Like,
you get what I'm saying? And I'm
okay.
Her or downplay what she's going through.
What you're going through, but it's just like sometimes we could kind of prevent certain shit from happening.
We're like,
yeah.
Who claimed Danae was responsible, being that she saw the bump on his genitals.
Everybody thinks, this is one thing I've figured out through all this. Nobody has any clue what's going on with herpes. People think that it's this death sentence. People think it's so rare. People they don't even test for it when you do
Because it's that common. Because essentially, you have herpes.
They say that the whole industry would like cease to exist if you had to test for herpes with everybody, because it's like herpes 1, allegedly like 80% of people have it, and then herpes 2, which is the one that like people really are paranoid about. Like herpes 1 is the one that can like appear in your mouth most likely, and herpes 2 is the one that appears on your dick or most likely. You can see it on camera so easily, like it was everywhere, I guess, like in that guy's video. I didn't see it, but I will say this. I will say that like I've known girls who got into the world and did like their first couple scenes, boom, they got a herpes outbreak on the next day.
Damn.
Then on the other hand, I've shot with like 400 girls or some shit. Never had anything. I had gonorrhea, chlamydia, whatever the just like the infections where you stick a needle in your ass and it goes away. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I've always felt like I must have some kind of crazy herpes immunity.
But Danae doubled down in the face of the skepticism, adamant that his reckoning was coming for what he did, even with the admission that she should have spoken out a little sooner. I'm mortified and ashamed that I didn't come and say it back in March when I got that positive result. Sadly, it's my fault that y'all are coming to me saying he burned you. He lied to me and said he cut himself while shaving. I was young and naive. I was scared of losing all my money. That doesn't mean anything to me now. I reposted the vids to milk the money I felt he owed me. He changed my life forever. Gucci third leg, you will burn in hell for what you did to me and these young women. As the news spread, the internet was intent on knowing more about who might have been caught up in the scandal. As a result, video from the likes of Deshae Frost and Danae were doing the rounds and causing major upheaval.
Come on. You bite it.
Bite it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll bite that motherfucker.
And I told you to bite it. I like it.
You ain't gotta tell me twice.
Ha! Why are you taking so long? Oh wait, don't bite me hard.
Nah. They gonna flip this, but fuck, I'm good fuck. Ah! That bitch tastes good! Let me eat!
As for Danae, there is demand to hear her side of the story, with one of the interviews resulting in a major pause moment courtesy of DJ Academics.
At first, or something. A very sweet guy. I got his name tatted 4 days into knowing him, and I know everybody was like, "Whoa, what the?"
Was it that good? Like I know. Obviously, it's sour grapes at this point, but still,
it was just big.
Bro, hold on, Ack. You're a grown ass man asking if another is good.
No, because I gotta ask her why would she get his name tatted 4 days into meeting?
Because she liked him. They were like each other.
And when faced with claims that she had to take some responsibility, she insisted it was on him to disclose this as a veteran of that CD game.
It literally was so confusing to me. And by then, I had already asked him what it was on his. No, I did not ask him the first time we had what it was on him. But it was his job as a person who knows, and I don't care what you say, Gucci. Like, respectfully, you know that you lie.
As for Gucci, he saw what was supposed to be a private moment gone public as a chance, and he jumped on it, using every platform he could to soak up the newfound fame.
What is he famous for?
And when he really should have been doing damage control, he let himself into spaces where he had been pressed by the likes of Academics over what he disclosed and what he left out.
First, you said there was an open cut. Number one, and I do think this is awakening for everything that's happening in the fans community. It's just not as regulated as like the industry, which is primarily based in LA.
Wait, chat, that
do you think it was safe for you to have sex with somebody with the open cut on your bro?
Thing about it is, knowing the situation she was in, I literally told her. She literally said she needed 4 videos. Like, she literally said, what did
you told her? You told her, yo,
I literally look. I literally said, I have a cut on my. I have a cut on my.
Oh my god.
But try as he might to deflect, Ack wouldn't drop it and push for the details.
You cut yourself shaving, but hair don't grow on your. That shit was crazy.
Hair, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, Ack, it grows on my. I'll show y'all right now. No, it does.
No homo.
No, look,
no homo.
No, Ack, I'll show you. Ack, don't leave. I'm just.
You're gonna have some hair.
It does. I can vouch. Hair grows on my. It grows on my.
You're telling me when you're shaving up your shaft.
Yes, I gotta shave everything.
Nah, Ack, I will vouch. Hair grows on my too.
Then I'm gonna keep it real. AK, I don't know if you noticed, but if you shave, it grows like 2 inches, bro. Like, no funnies. Like,
Bro, hold on. We're talking about on the shaft. Like, we're not talking.
And in an attempt to disprove the rumors, he literally revealed that he had HSV-1.
What are you positive for? What is that?
Can you read that?
It says you're positive for HSV-1.
Yes.
So what is that? Can you explain what that means?
So positive for HSV-1 means you do not have herpes. It means you have had probably like cool sore, muscle, stuff like that. And this is very common in the whole world.
Right.
2 out of 3 people in the world have HSV-1.
Let me just look it up so I can.
Most adult stars, they do not test for HSV-1. And in the situation, I understand she is a victim, but I'm sorry, Danae Davis is not my victim. Also, to kind of backtrack on everything, me and Danae filmed on February 10th. When we filmed on February 10th, Danae did not show me a new test. She did not show me a previous test. She never even showed me a test. I was wrong as a content creator for even working with her, but just knowing how desperate she sounded, how eager she was. She said she needed money to make for her, like for her rent. She said she needed to make money for her mom.
This caused an epidemic of concern and hysteria, with even Aiden getting swept up in it when he considered his past partners.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why he,
But I was doing that. Remember in that LA era, I was kissing everyone?
Yeah, you was kissing Trish's. Yeah. Did you even take your HSV-2 test?
What is that?
Cause Scott Bree got it.
What?
Yeah, she Mandico Gucci. Where wait, that nigga name chat? Mandico Gucci.
Scott Bree clean, bro. Chill out.
I saw the
That's
video.
my friend, bro.
Well, I mean, I ain't saying she not clean. I'm just saying, did you get tested though? Shit.
Yes, bro. I'm clean.
You should have fought Lupu instead. Lupu Wellness. Nah, she was not bad. I ain't gonna lie.
I know.
With the short hair, she like a little bob, little fat ass. You know what I'm saying?
What is wrong, yo, bro?
All right, chill. I'm in my goon area. You gotta chill.
So you off every night? Wait, can we talk about that?
No, I don't.
Can we talk?
Elsewhere, Gucci Third Leg's appearances on streams kept going left, with the fact that he ducked a call with Danae, as well as an offer to provide his up-to-date test results, pretty much ensuring that he was incriminated in the eyes of the public.
It's up to you, Gucci. We could Gucci. We can have those girls in, but Danae Davis would like to come in Discord right now. But if you don't want to have her, if you would like, Danae Davis says she's down. No, okay. So we'll do it after. Okay, tomorrow then, or whatever. We'll do you and Danae tomorrow. She's down to come in right now, but we could push it to tomorrow.
Yeah, cause I have my guest over.
And with that, he became one of the biggest figures of ridicule in 2024. Left to face what he had created, he suddenly tried to disappear. But even when he made a trip overseas, the reputation followed him every step of the way.
POV. Gucci moving to Colombia. 7-hour flight from USTO Medellin. Got Colombia. My passport and pesos. Private driver to explore the village and tourist attraction. Colombia is lit. They love Gucci for your leg.
Man is a bioweapon. Send him to Russia. Nah, bro gonna ruin Colombia. But at least with how high profile he was now, any girls who encountered him would likely proceed with caution. And if there's any benefit of Danae coming forward, it's that. If it wasn't for her telling her story, Lord knows how many more people he would have gotten. Meanwhile, Gucci continued to try to capitalize, spending a whole host of money on chains, embracing the gimmick. And after initially getting on a stream with the likes of Academics and Aiden Ross, he clearly felt that he now had an entry into the streaming world. But individuals like Blackboy Max were quick to remind him otherwise.
Gucci Third Leg, get your ass out my chat. I'm not playing with you today, bro. Get your ass out my chat. You have herpes confirmed. It's a lock. I don't want to see you in my no more. Don't come in and talking about let's collab. What you gonna gay ass? Let's collab and do what? Let's collab and do what? What are we gonna collab? We gonna do a Mookie Bang? I don't want none of your DNA genetics. I mean, I don't want none of your RNA, none of your chromies, none of that. There's no collabs we could possibly do in this world. No collabs.
And when he did manage to get onto other people's platforms, he made the burning reputation part of his image, as ultimately that's really all he had to offer.
How the f you got a burning?
What?
Yeah, how the f you got a burning?
Go ask your auntie.
You ain't never f my auntie, and you never go f my auntie.
You want to bet?
Yeah, you want to bet? You want to bet?
You want to bet?
Do you want to bet?
You want to bet?
Wait, hold on. What are you trying to bet? That you go f her or that you haven't fucked her?
Pull out that phone. Don't let me pull out that phone. Don't let me pull out that phone. You gonna see your auntie on Batty Hub. Don't let me pull out that phone. You gonna see your auntie on Batty Hub. You gonna start crying, my boy. Don't want that.
So you fucked her?
You don't want that.
So you
don't want me to get your auntie. You
Wait.
don't want me to get my hands on her.
Hold on.
If I get my hands on your auntie, she's done. She's cooked. You want to see the video? Or do I have to make you buy the video on Batty Hub? Like,
Nah, be honest with me. Be a real nigga. You fucked her again?
bro, man to man, bro, I demolished and cracked your auntie cheeks. And I busted on her face, man to man.
Soon, it even bled into his own TikTok content, with Gucci staging a skit where he was caught in line at the pharmacy getting his medicine.
Jagger Hard, what's good, twin? Shit, what you here for, twin? God, matter of fact, I know what you here for. I don't. It ain't the same reason now. We ain't here for the same reason, but you feel me? But like,
I'm trying to get some pills for my grandma.
Nah, I know how you in. Nah, alright, bro. Hey, bro, it's alright, cuz. I want to be like you when I get older, cuz. Type shit. I'm trying to be like you, cuz. Shit, alright, we can be like you.
And ultimately, Gucci's response was indicative of how the internet viewed the entire situation. Because as much as it affected real lives and ended careers in the adult realm, including Gucci's own, it was generally played for jokes.
Danae Davis was a first-round pick before she had this career-ending injury from that big center, Gucci third leg. And we had to really appreciate the game that she was able to play while she was still in this field in this work on the court. You know what I'm saying? She showed the potential like Derrick Rose. She was just counted out too early. You know, you can't beat injuries. You know what I'm saying? They could come unexpected. You know what I'm saying? You never know when they could come. Danae Davis was a #1 draft prospect, and she came in the game thriving for greatness. And I think her potential was outmatched. Her with this injury now, I don't think that she can be able to reach her max potential that she could, but there is a possibility that people or one of the coaches of the teams will be able to take this risk and still have her on the team and still try to have her go out there and get 50. You know what I'm saying? Or at least average 20. You know what I'm saying? I still think she has this potential, but we do not know because Danae Davis does have this career-ending injury. But I do think she's in the works. We see she's in the works of still pushing through the injury and still going. But we're gonna see if she can still push through this injury. I believe in Danae. I think she can do it. Danae Davis was Rookie of the Year. To my opinion, she was Rookie of the Year, and I do think she can go and push through this career-ending injury.
But if there's any lasting legacy from it, it's that Gucci third leg is no longer just an adult star. In fact, because of his own misconduct and the way that he handled the rumors and the real truth of the situation, he's basically become a boogeyman of the internet thought world. Because of this, we get situations like YBN Nahmir, who seems like he just can't catch a break these days in general, freaking out that his alleged baby mama Selena Powell may have hooked up with the infamous performer.
Who had 50 dicks in their mouth?
The girl you was kissing on Instagram.
The girl I was kissing on Instagram.
All on every podcast. I just want to know if she really sucked that Gucci third leg nigga shit. Because if she did,
Gucci third leg.
Left to freak out after this throwaway comment from a friend, Nahmir soon confronted her on stream, where she denied ever associating with him.
Why are you on this live wilding the fuck out right now?
No. What's the deal?
What do you mean, what's the deal? No, I didn't fuck no Gucci third leg. Who the fuck is Gucci third leg?
I'm Gucci fourth leg now. That's what I heard.
Boy, nobody told you that. Your retarded little friend in the back said that.
Everybody called me talking about some, yeah, you Gucci third leg and Gucci fourth leg. I'm like,
bitch, nobody is calling you and saying that. Stop playing with me.
Who is that?
And whether or not that's the truth, it speaks to the mythical status that he's wound up with in those circles. Because the minute that you're associated with him in the adult world, you might as well close those accounts down. Swiftly blackballed by the industry that initially made his name, Gucci has scrambled to hold on to his fame however he can. In the process, he wound up getting slept by Danae's brother Duke in a boxing match where he got revenge for his sister.
Let me get a face off.
Your breath smell like shit. Yeah, your breath smell like shit. Your breath smell like
Beyond that misadventure, he's still being trolled, with the stigma ensuring that he can't even go live in the gym without the jokes and jibes coming in droves. Elsewhere, his attempts to diversify into music have been met with alarm from audiences who are practically begging him to keep it on the hard drive.
What the fuck? What's up?
What's up?
I'm not Gucci.
Man, Gucci third leg, what's up?
What's up? I can get autograph. A picture.
You could get more than my autograph. You get my number.
Oh, is your number?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my God! What the fuck?
Whoa, chill.
Okay. What chill?
And while memes generally dissipate over time, you only need to look at the comments on his attempts to become a streamer to know he's never outrunning these allegations. Although it may seem harsh to hit someone with a stigma that they can't escape at such a young age, it's important that actions have consequences. And unfortunately for Gucci, he's finding out the hard way that what you do can follow you around long after the meme isn't funny anymore. In the event that you weren't there firsthand when he was taking over the internet, the Liver King got famous for his insane routine, which centered around the 9 ancestral tenets. This is something that he claimed would enable modern men to reclaim their true selves. This also included crazy workouts, being perpetually shirtless, and eating a whole lot of liver, testicles, and other unconventional food items.
I can't say I really loved it. Now I can legitimately say, more.
From August 2021, when he launched his accounts, the Liver King preached against the pearls of modern life and what it did to the primal nature of man. This apparently came from trying to help his kids who were suffering from all kinds of autoimmune deficiencies, claiming that the lifestyle he leads now has changed everything. Clearly, this resonated with people as he pulled in 3 million Instagram followers in 18 months, as well as millions in sales for his company, Ancestral Supplements. And with that, his gamble of turning himself into a social media persona by cranking up the intensity seemed to pay off.
Mine, Little Birdie, told me that you're making over $100 million a year from your businesses. True or false? True. That's a pretty staggering accomplishment.
But as much as he preached that everything that he had was down to ancestral tenets, this wasn't the whole truth. For one thing, he claimed that this was all obtained naturally without the use of steroids, not just on one occasion, but literally constantly.
A year ago, maybe 2 years ago, it was all about like PEDs and steroids, right? And then, same question, same answer. I didn't touch the stuff, don't touch the stuff, right?
Joe Rogan criticized you. Joe Rogan's a big person in terms of his platform is big. How did that feel when he alluded that you're on steroids or something like that?
Yeah, number one, I don't do it. And number two, what I want you to say is, you know what, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that guy, in fact, he did say he's in the 0.00001% of genetics if he does it naturally.
What is the Liver King's response to this claim that the Liver King is hormonally improved by science?
The question has always been, do you take steroids? Do you take PEDs? The answer to that is no. I've always told the truth, I still tell the truth.
And no matter what happened, he refused to ever concede to getting any enhancements when it came to the crazy, genetics-defying physique that he had in his mid-40s. But in the blink of an eye, his entire ruse was left in tatters, courtesy of leaked emails. On one fateful day in 2022, Liver King's whole gimmick and fake natty status was aired out by Derek Monroe for More Plates, More Dates.
Leaked emails, blood test results, and a full steroid cycle breakdown. That's what we're going to be getting into in this video, and it is shocking to say the least. When I first noticed the Liver King, he had 1% of the following he does now across all platforms, if that. And within a year, he has managed to build a fan base of millions of followers and has been on several of the biggest podcasts in the world, echoing his message to the masses. His message centers around 9 core ancestral tenets, which have remained the cornerstone of his content since day one.
Monroe, who was a self-admitted PED user, dedicated an hour-long video to breaking down his blood work, with users simply happy to have what they could clearly see with their own eyes being vindicated. This all began with emails from a bodybuilding coach, where Liver King talked about his cycle and the goals he wanted to achieve.
I've been working out for 35 years. I know how to train, eat, rest, and recover. I even have a hard shell hyperbaric chamber at my house. But as I've reached my mid-40s, it's getting harder and the back fat kills me. To support these exhaustive efforts, I've recently started taking Omnitrope. So if you guys don't know Omnitrope, this is pharmacy grade human growth hormone. The brand, it is created by the pharmaceutical company Sandoz, I believe it is. The 5.8 milligram vials from Empower Pharmacy, $11,000 per month for my new dose, which is 4 vials per week. So here's this stack, IGF-1 LR3 presumably. I've been taking this for a year. CJC with IMAP. Been taking this for years.
And if you don't know what that means, let me break it down for you. That's a massive amount of growth hormone. There are guys stepping on stage at elite bodybuilding competitions that are taking way less than that. But he wasn't done there either. His team also contacted Derek directly, seeking to collaborate before the natty claims commenced.
Hey bro, I reached out to you on Instagram, realized I should probably hit you in a few places. I work with Brian Liver King Johnson, owner of Ancestral Supplements. So for context, by the way, I went and checked to see if there was a DM from this guy. There was a DM from somebody who had the same handle and it was unsent. Like when you see a DM, it shows like a request, you want to accept or reject it, and it's just blank, that you know that somebody sent a DM and then unsent it. So it looks blank, but the request is still showing. To me, that was probably the same guy. He probably unsent the message after he saw that I didn't respond, or perhaps they decided they wanted to go the claiming natty route after and wanted to just like get rid of the, I don't know, the DMs. I don't really know.
And in the aftermath, people were happy to push him deeper into the mud. Anyone who actually thought he was natty has never been weightlifting themselves. They call him the Liver King because his liver has somehow survived all of this. Initially, Liver King knew he was caught and apologized accordingly.
I'm making this video to apologize because I f***ed up. Because I'm embarrassed and ashamed, because I lied. Yes, I've done steroids, and yes, I am on steroids, monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician. Liver King, the public figure, was an experiment to spread the message, to bring awareness.
But this wasn't enough for some people, with an ultimately discontinued lawsuit filed by some of those who were duped, demanding $25 million in compensation. In the meantime, he became a cultural punchline, with the general consensus among the public being that everything he peddled, right down to his workout plans and dating advice, was all nonsense.
All you gotta do is eat liver and bull testicles and you'll get jacked! And obviously he was spending $12,000 a month just injecting himself with steroids. And that's how he was getting jacked, but he would sell supplements to people of ground up liver and bull testicles, and people would buy them. And he got rich, and he was getting very, very rich.
This caused a real spiral for the Liver King, who had clearly got used to basking in that spotlight and was unwilling to let it go. With this whole scam exposed, his videos got progressively weirder and more clip farming oriented in the aftermath.
Be a primal facial. Oh God. Taste of that bicep. Get a taste of that bicep. And then you gotta make sure. Somebody help.
And over 2023 and 2024, this progressed to the point that he was a laughingstock.
And a belt. Did he have bands across his face? Yep. If we zoom in on there, Max the Editor Boy, we can see that he has various things wrapped around his face, powerlifting belt on, and what seemed like 5 or 2.5 pound plates in each hand hopping up and down. Scott, this is when you drive by his house and you're like, oh, that neighbor of ours is an insane person.
Let's install an alarm system.
Right now, fence, electric fence, minigun, auto shot system, the whole thing. Folks, do I even have to say a sports scientist that does a whole lot of nothing?
And as much as they made fun of him, people such as Dr. Mike Israetel were actually among the first to know that he seemed on the brink of a fully fledged manic episode.
And limitless blessing the soul.
Yeah. I believe in diagnosing mania, this is called tangential speech, where it just goes off into nothing, becomes completely chaotic.
Because while he kept trying to assert himself as the alpha male that he built his career around, the vibes were clearly off.
Just have a bunch of protein. I don't know, guts out, but not a huge shoulder. I mean, I look good. Ain't nobody disputing that, y'all. He looks good, y'all. Shoulder pump, check it out. Man, look good.
And to say that onlookers began to notice was an understatement. He's dying in the next 3 years. Generous, I give him 6 months. While others suggested that the notoriety he craved was the worst thing to ever happen to him. For a lot of those who were vaguely intrigued by all of his antics, he had probably receded to the back of their minds. But recently, he's made a resurgence, and to say that the man who's popped back out has truly gone off the deep end is an understatement. The first thing that alerted the world to him again was when a whole Netflix documentary was devoted to him as part of the Untold series. And after watching it, it was clear that he was affronted by everything he had done.
When I watched the movie, there was so many embarrassing things that I did, you know? I'm like, I remember that. And you gotta remember, like, first of all, we filmed it like a year ago, and then most of what they showed was way before that too. So if you're a man of any kind of value and you have done your job a little bit and you've grown a little bit, you have the right to be embarrassed as about content that many years older and to not look it up again. Nobody gets to offer me the second chance. I'm taking it.
But seeking an opportunity to reclaim his position, he still claimed that there was value to his teachings, as well as also stating that he was no longer using steroids.
What is up, my primals? This Liver King 2.0 Natty, this weekly confessional. It's been 59 days, Natty. One more day to celebrate 60. I'm finishing my 8th week, and I'm doing amazing.
But it's fair to say that the public wasn't buying his redemption arc. I just watched Liver King's new documentary on Netflix. Towards the end, he claims that he stopped running $11,000 a month on gear and human growth hormone after being exposed in 2022 and is now enjoying his new drug-free life. Went over to his Instagram page to see what he looked like and couldn't help but laugh. If you think he's 100% clean, I have a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. With the documentary not giving him the second chance that he imagined it would, the Liver King reflected on what went wrong. And rather than take the blame himself, he tried to find someone that he could point the finger at. And when the dust settled, the person that emerged as the culprit in his mind was Joe Rogan. While their paths never truly crossed, Liver King's issues with Joe Rogan seemed to stem from the fact that he saw him as a grifter from the beginning.
Have you seen that bloke that eats the raw?
No, that's a gimmick, that guy.
It just looks ridiculous. He's got a plate of hearts and it just looks weird.
He's got an ass filled with steroids is what he's got.
Yeah, he should have a big plate of steroids next to it.
That is not a natural body.
Of course it's not.
That guy is shooting all kinds of shit into his system to achieve that kind of physique. That guy's on steroids. Well, just shut the fuck up.
Well, so
I know he's eating really healthy. It's clear he's eating all these animal foods and, you know, he's eating organ meat, which is very rich in nutrients. All that's true, but he's dodging the main bullet.
Well, it's too late for him now because he said no.
Yeah.
So if he is even on TRT, he should come out and just say it.
Well, look at him.
Because, yeah, I mean.
Just, do you know how rare it is to have a physique like that and not be on steroids?
He even talked about his steroid use at length with Derek from More Plates, More Dates, the man truly responsible for exposing him.
Hey, Derek, you know how I got so jacked?
How?
I followed the 9 ancestral tenets.
Oh, I heard that works really well.
It's the best way.
Yeah.
Boy, when I saw that video that you posted, you actually sent me the video after I'd already seen it. I caught it like within 3 minutes of you posting it.
Oh my God.
I saw it. It just showed up on my YouTube feed. I'm like, oh yes, here we go. And wasn't surprised at all.
No.
I mean, it seems completely makes sense, but that's exactly what I expected.
Yeah, it seemed like just a matter of time for him.
There's no way you can look like that in your 40s.
And rather than being totally malicious about it, Joe just couldn't believe anyone was duped for so long, laughing at his apology in the process.
And yes, I'm on steroids, non-living managed by a trained hormone clinician. Liver King, the public figure, was an experiment to spread the message, to bring awareness to the 4,000 people a day who themselves, the 80,000 people a day that try to kill themselves. Our people are hurting at record rates with depression, autoimmune, anxiety, infertility, low ambition in life.
Your highest and most dominant form.
Yeah.
What? He wanted everybody that's depressed and trying to kill themselves to reach their highest, most dominant form. But he wanted to lie about how he achieved his physique, so mislead these people that just by eating liver, you can come close to that. So as you fail at that as well as everything else you failed at life that led you to the point of doing something to yourself that you're thinking about committing suicide.
Yeah.
Like that's what he's saying.
And while he still took pot shots from time to time after his career was done, Joe largely put him to the back of his mind.
Leak it.
Yeah, I'm on testosterone. Unlike the Liver King, I'll tell you the truth.
However, the Liver King did not. Instead, he believes that his discussion with Derek was the point where everyone began to really learn of his downfall. And now he is hell-bent on ruining them as he believes they brought about his downfall, even attempting to give audiences a financial incentive to abandon both Derek and Joe's content.
More Plates, More Dates guy, unsubscribe to him and the vigorous other guy, and then everyone who unsubscribes, every single one, the millions, I'm going to donate the exact amount to a charity that does good. I have a present for been trying to give him. I didn't know the right time to give it to him.
All the while, Joe doubled down on exactly why he had no interest in platforming him on his podcast, basically inferring that he was being borderline stalked by the Liver King.
He was front row at one of my shows in Vegas.
Oh, damn.
At the MGM. And then I saw him again at the Canelo fight. He was trying really hard to get on the podcast. And he's been trying really hard to get on now. He contacted a few friends of mine.
Yeah, he told me he's trying to get on.
Yeah, for what? For what? Say that more? Like, come on, this is dumb, man. This is you ran a con game and you got busted.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that you feel terrible. I'm sorry you feel bad, because that's just what happens when you get caught lying.
Once Joe let it be known that there was no way he'd ever be on the show, Liver King started ranting about him online, all while appearing to be in an impaired state.
And that's what I'm about to do, is I'm gonna try and get a shit worked out. But I'm gonna weigh myself so that it's official. It's official. Here's what I weigh. Here we go. What's that weight, Sid? Can y'all see it? Wow, I weigh more than what I thought. It looks like about 192. Official weigh-in. Liver King, 192. Yeah, I've been saving. These are my clothes. These are my suits. I have a black suit. I got a barbarian blood color suit. And what's the other one? Oh, emerald green, yeah. And I'm like, why would I ever wear white? That's ridiculous. I'm gonna wear it after I beat your ass, Joe Rogan. And when I say after I beat your ass, nobody wins nor loses. There's an outcome.
At certain points, he seemed genuinely deranged or bordering on psychosis, but also appeared to be using his threats as a way to leverage his way onto the global phenomenon that is the Joe Rogan experience.
I'll see you tomorrow. 192. Probably about weight the same. Probably you're taller than me. I'm a midget, bro. I'm a fucking midget. You know, everything that you think, all those things about me are probably true. 192 is true, and I'll probably, if you want, I can cut more. I'll be ready whenever you're ready. Or you can release me of this fight, and you can just welcome me right onto the show tomorrow, and I will donate $1 million to a charity of my choosing, good and true. That's also a possibility.
But even with Joe refusing to respond, Liver King maintained that he would never give up, no matter how rough things got for him if they engaged in combat.
Okay, real quick, P.S. What I'm hoping is that you, Joe Rogan, are thinking, I'm gonna choke that motherfucker out, lights out, I'm gonna choke him out. And I kind of hope that if you win, that's how it happens, because like to wake up from that dream, that's a good feeling. And then anything else that you could break on me, break it on me. I hope that you won't feel me tap. That's never happening, tapping, because I have something actually to fight for. Actually, that's my family. I have a principle to fight for.
Once again, the public began to speculate that not all was well inside of his mind. He's gonna kill his family, isn't he? Man's on meth. The Liver King upped the ante by offering $1 million to fight him, claiming it was a matter of honor.
Joe Rogan, I'm calling you out. My name's Liver King. Man to man. I'm picking a fight with you. Yeah, I have 0 training in jiu-jitsu. You're a black belt. You should dismantle me.
As bizarre as all of this was, it was possible to write it off as just social media antics designed to help reinvigorate his career. Throughout his time on social media, over-the-top stunts aren't exactly few and far between. But things got real when Liver King revealed to his followers that he had pursued his self-appointed enemy to his home in Austin, Texas.
I'm here in Austin for one word: family. That's the real reason why I'm here. Because a bully who thought he was big enough to say things about a man and then try and circulate and get more people to pile on, he forgot how that would affect the family. I'm coming to Joe Rogan's town, Austin. I was here before you, Joe Rogan. It's Texas, that's my home. This week you probably might need to worry about me. Probably need to worry about Joe Rogan more. You've never come across something like this. Willing to die, hoping that you'll choke me out all week, Joe Rogan. So when I'm like, hey, anybody know my name? Liver King. Who am I fighting? Joe Rogan. By the way, I don't know if anyone knows, we're going to have free Wi-Fi everywhere we are. We're going to have free Wi-Fi. And the password for this week, only 1 week, is fuck you. Joe Rogan.
Considering how wild these videos were, it was really no surprise that he was charged with a Class B misdemeanor of issuing terroristic threats.
Liver King posted that he had traveled to Austin, Texas to meet Joe. He saw a lot of people popping up in the comments section just worried about his mental health and well-being. And those concerns, they just got louder and louder when he posted a series of videos showing him getting arrested, including one where he learned that the cops were outside with him putting on a shirt referencing his fight with Rogan and also asking, "What did I do that's illegal?" And now you've got multiple outlets reporting that he's been charged with a Class B misdemeanor of making a terroristic threat.
The Liver King was even unhinged when he was taken into custody, right down to his attire, which promoted the unsanctioned fight between the two.
Yeah, I want to fight you, real tension. It's all going to happen. I'm speaking fast now. Or you can never change. Never change. You never have to be embarrassed of family. Ancestral honor, it's called reputation. We're the Liver King family, a real king. A real queen who's kind of scared. Striker over here is kind of scared. Dad's getting arrested again. We've already been through it once. But I'm about to sprint as fast as I can to the plane.
Shocking as it was, there were critics who still couldn't understand why he was so fixated on Joe. While for others, the whole charade is a way for him to avoid taking responsibility for his own misdeeds.
I need to defend my family by coming after you, Joe Rogan. And weirdly, this is something I've seen a lot of as I've gotten older in life, where people want to rewrite history, right? They make themselves feel better about it because we're all, wanting to be the good guy in our movie. So when we do f*** up shit, whether it be lying, cheating, disloyal, any f***ed up thing that you can do, you don't want to take accountability for that because that's hard. Looking in the mirror and admitting, I was the bad guy here. I need to improve. I need to be a better person. That's the hard stuff. It's far easier to point the finger and go, ooh, it's all of you, it's him. That's the easy thing to do. No, pal. You deceived millions of people and you profited off of that. And all Joe Rogan did was laugh at you when it was exposed that you were the liar that you are.
But if the goal was to give his career a boost, then there's no denying it at least temporarily succeeded. With renowned kickboxer Joe Schilling pointing out the positive impact that the culmination of the whole saga had on his social media profiles. This dude gained 300,000 followers since yesterday. People love watching train wrecks. After being released on bail, Liver King challenged him again, despite having a little ankle tag on. All the while, his detachment for sanity appears to be becoming more permanent.
Good morning, primals. From the vibration plate at the greatest state in the world, Austin, Texas. Bags under my eyes. Haven't slept a whole lot, and it's been an amazing gift. When you fracture the physical, don't sleep, don't eat much, drink much. You go deeper into something else. Other version of him that rhymes with blow. If anyone knows where its family's going to be today, if you could let my team know so that we can stay within 200 yards, not close to them, to stay away from them. Oh, please, actually, I redact that. Don't do anything to their family. If we go somewhere unbeknownst to us today, if anyone who's around us can alert us that there might be anyone with the last name Rogan around, then I'll happily go the other 200 yards. This thing will help me make certain. You know how good that feels on the ankle?
After all, he is lobbying extremely hard for a fight that he will definitely lose. If you're not aware, Joe Rogan is essentially a trained killing machine, proficient in not only Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but Taekwondo as well, which he competed in on a national level. But in the end, Liver King had to retreat without getting what he wanted.
So we might be leaving. The goal was to come on Monday to pick a fight, a loving one. Again, bookend it with love, start with love, finish with love, mosh pit in the middle. And then I was hoping that the jail thing and all that stuff would be the beautiful gifts that they were. They've been really good. And so now there's other deeper threats that are happening. And then deeper threats, who should capitulate to that one? Like, it doesn't feel right. United we should be, a family here in Texas, us Texans, that's what we do. You know, Texans might be able to raise their voice if you're invited to. Don't have to. You can do that, but they want me to. I'll probably end up leaving today.
But now that he's back at home, the cryptic posts have continued, with Liver King seemingly unfazed by the possibility that the cops might come knocking again.
Liver King, that's my name. Liver is king, the ancestral way, that's the message. I am picking a fight. It's with the bully. Plug in whatever name you want. Your stepping stone to something much more important principle. Why am I doing this? For family? For family, number one. Number two, if you've ever been bullied, it sucks to be bullied, right? It doesn't feel real good. You don't have to be bullied no matter how big the other person thinks that they are and how anonymous. If a bully does this by virtue of them being a bully, they're not doing good and true, and they have power. You can have power and do good and true. You can. So the name is Liver King. I am picking a fight. Who's it with? It's with a bully?
With Brian Johnson apparently now unaware where he begins and the gimmick ends, his crash out is receiving a mixture of sympathy and mockery online. You're doing great. Joe says he's in your drywall. Get some help, brother. You still got time. But if things persist like this, the shock value will soon wear off, and he'll just be another crazy person on the internet. And at the moment, he seems to be on the cusp of losing what little respect there was left for him when a video surfaced of him kicking his dog.
Cut it the f*** out. That's not okay. Sit. Both y'all sit.
Because if there's one way to ensure that your reputation is in tatters, it's harming an innocent animal. In the story of the Liver King, we see a prime example of someone who already had it all, yet ended up losing it by striving for a level of fame that he never needed, and ultimately proved to be destructive. What's worse is that he knows it too. Jacked, rich, hot wife, beautiful kids, fame, still managed to ruin it all. Mostly true. Now placing the blame on the shoulders of others rather than admitting that he was the one who messed up, his fate is a reminder that when you build your whole image on dishonesty, it can only stay in place for so long. A woman who once wanted to be a pediatrician before training as a lawyer, and was also registered as a Democrat to begin with, Pam went from working in the state attorney's office to becoming a star in the Floridian legal world. But those who knew her back in those days were fully aware that she was by no means bulletproof. The overwhelming thing that you have to understand about Pam is her debilitating insecurity. She was always assuming someone was talking about her. A close friend recently told The Atlantic. Then she'd overcompensate. But her connection to Trump actually goes all the way back to 2006, when he stepped in to back her husband during a very public fight with Palm Beach officials over the massive American flag that he was flying at Mar-a-Lago, a dispute sparked by Trump's 80-foot flagpole and oversized flag. With that, Trump saw her discussing political matters and clearly realized he had an ally.
Tell me about the first time you met him. Do you remember?
I do. Well, first time I spoke to him, and I don't know if I've ever even told him this story, but I was a prosecutor. I was a state prosecutor, and I was in my office one day, and my secretary, Ann, at the time, she comes in and she says, Donald Trump's on the phone for you. And I said, Donald Trump, the billionaire? And she goes, yeah, he wants to talk to him. I'm like, okay. Well, I got on the phone, and I was commentating at the time. I've been doing that since my 20s, and he heard me on one of the networks talking about, I think it was on MSNBC, and I was debating someone about the flag at Mar-a-Lago. In defense of him, the city tried to sue him over having this giant, beautiful American flag. So he saw me defending him, got my number somehow, called at the state attorney's office, and just wanted to thank me.
Politically, they have been intertwined since at least 2016, when she was Florida's Attorney General. Initially, Bondi got into a controversy involving a $25,000 illegal contribution, which was made by the Trump Foundation, a non-profit charitable foundation, to a political group supporting Bondi's election. The Trump Foundation told the IRS it made no political contributions, and instead of listing the Bondi group, it listed a Kansas organization with a similar name to which they could legally donate. And in the eyes of their critics, this was done to deter the Florida AG from investigating his Trump University program. For context, the state attorney general in New York filed a lawsuit in 2013 that accused Mr. Trump and his for-profit trade school of engaging in persistent fraudulent, illegal, and deceptive conduct, while Pam refused to do so in another state where they operated. Ultimately, she was cleared of any wrongdoing, but the stain lingered among her colleagues. Meanwhile, it'd naturally make her an instrumental ally to Trump when he needed them most. After a spell removed from public life, Pam was appointed as Attorney General for the United States in February 2025. Instantly, she entered the office and quickly spoke of the goals of overhauling everything.
Imagine that one day you would be the United States Attorney General.
Absolutely not, Laura. No. I thought, I'm going to go back to my great life in Florida. And then I was seriously considering running for Attorney General in Florida again because I was termed out. And I learned that if I sat out, I could run again. And I love being in Florida. I love helping people. And that was my plan.
And yet you didn't just become an attorney general, you became an attorney general of the entire country.
Of the country.
How did that all go down? Were you expecting the call to ask you to be in that position?
No, of course not. And he called me early one morning and, without ever sharing our private conversation, he, of course, in his way, talked me into doing this. And I've always told him, if no one else could answer the switchboards, I would become the best switchboard operator ever if you need me to do this. And he told me he needed me to do this job, so I'm gonna try to be the best attorney general I can ever be in the country.
And in a lot of ways, she hit the ground running, firing more than 230 career attorneys and other employees, and accepting the resignations of at least 6,000 more. However, her initial time in office was mired by signs of her inability to handle the pressure. This first became clear during an October 7th hearing at the Senate, where she made it evident that she doesn't like to be challenged.
In the merger that took place...
Which merger? You've listed many.
Involving American Express GBT. I understand that Brian Ballard, longtime backer and head of the law firm where you worked, was instrumental in lobbying the Justice Department to drop that lawsuit. It was dismissed, so it's not subject to a court review. What conversations did you have with Mr. Ballard?
Senator Blumenthal, I cannot believe that you would accuse me of impropriety when you lied about your military service.
I am
you
not
lied.
asking
You
you.
admitted you
I am
lied
not
to be
accusing
elected a
you of
U.S. senator.
impropriety. I'm
You
asking
lied.
you
How
about
dare you? I'm a career prosecutor.
with Mr.
Don't you
Ballard.
ever challenge my integrity. I have abided by every ethics standard. Do not question my ability to be fair and impartial as Attorney General and anything with my former firm, Ballard Partners.
She was then similarly enraged by being questioned about border czar Tom Homan's apparent $50,000 bribe in cash from federal agents posing as business executives seeking government contracts in an undercover operation.
My question was, what became of the $50,000 in cash that the FBI delivered, evidently in a paper bag, to Mr. Homan?
Senator, I'd look at your facts.
Are you saying that they did not deliver $50,000 in cash to Mr. Homan?
Senator, as recently stated, the investigation of Mr. Homan was subjected to a full review
different question.
by the FBI agents,
That's a
by
different
Department of Justice prosecutors. They found no evidence of wrongdoing.
That's a different question. What became of the $50,000? Did the FBI get it back?
Mr. Whitehouse, Senator Whitehouse, you're welcome to talk to the FBI.
The report to you, can't you answer this question?
Senator Whitehouse, you're welcome to discuss this with Director Patel.
And for those who are monitoring the situation, this conduct began to ring a lot of alarm bells. She responded like a guilty person in a sitcom. She will need to be investigated. This gave way to her being mocked by South Park, with creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone depicting her as a brown noser in the latest season.
Ham! Where's Ted Bundy? I'm right here, sir.
Look, it's back!
What's back?
You've got some shit on your nose again!
But it's her contradictory reports regarding the Epstein files that is really calling her moral compass into question. Given that releasing the truth was such a cornerstone of Trump's election campaign, it came as no surprise that once they were in office, Bondi claimed that she had the client list ready to go.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Okay.
Because you said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk. When can we see them and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, there are well over, this will make you sick, 200 victims. 200. So we have over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected. Tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released.
Then something strange happened along the way, because suddenly she went from being primed to reveal what was really transpiring to refuting the notion that it was even in her possession or that a client list even existed.
And it's been getting a lot of attention because I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively, the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed.
And now, many people believe the directive came from higher up, an effort to shift and distract as much attention as possible.
And no, he made a statement about me and Jeffrey Epstein. I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And in fact, if you look at the DOJ, they announced, they released 3 million pages. It's like this is all they're supposed to be doing. And frankly, the DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do, because that whole thing has turned out, other than Bill Clinton and Bill Gates and lots of people that there are a lot of questions about it, but nothing on me.
Within an instant, this called her credibility into question, because at best, this kind of ploy would make it seem as though the administration is simply arrogant enough to assume that people are stupid. But at worst, it is evidence of flagrant corruption and a nasty plot to disguise the reality of what was going on from the public. Perhaps to protect the president and his own documented ties to Epstein. Whatever was really going down, she was clearly acting in ways that deviate from the Attorney General's job description. And soon, one incident would basically ensure that her reputation she spent decades building was permanently flushed. Unless you've been living under a rock, you'll probably know that Pam's testimony before the House of Representatives Judiciary Committee was a masterclass of what not to do. In truth, it was so bad that it meant even those who are inclined to defend her are struggling to find a way to do so. When asked pointed questions about her handling of the Epstein files data that had been released so far, she kept deflecting in the most insane way possible.
He is the most transparent president in the nation's history. And none of them asked Merrick Garland over the last 4 years one word about Jeffrey Epstein. How ironic is that? You know why? Because Donald Trump, the Dow right now is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does a Dow have to do with anything?
After that didn't land, she resorted to personal insults, seeking to discredit those who question her.
Didn't see one tweet, not one. I didn't see one tweet when Joe Biden was in office about Bill Clinton. Didn't ask Merrick Garland anything about Epstein, not once. When he was
weak sauce.
And also, I want the record to reflect that, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
He is Jewish. I just want to be clear. Do you want to go there, Attorney General? Or do you want to go there? Are you serious? Talking about anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust? Really?
The committee will be in order.
Talk to Jared Wise about anti-Semitism.
The ranking member.
And in a move that sounds like it's a better fit for a high school drama than the House of Representatives, it's been suggested that she went into it ready for war with an apparent burn book of insults.
Democrats were saying that Pam Bondi had a burn book of all of these Democrats so that whenever they questioned her, she could easily flip through and then have insults prepared from her team. Well, somebody photographed one of the pages and it was essentially named like search history of Pramila Jayapal, who is a Democrat in the House. And progressive. Yes, very progressive. But what's interesting about this specifically is that on Monday of this week, they opened up the millions of Epstein documents to House.
At every turn, she just kept being more combative as a means of shutting down any further questions. And most crucially of all to her, anything that would present a problem for the president.
You're familiar with the Public Integrity section of the DOJ's Criminal Division. I think it's referred to as PIN. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know which presidential administration under which the PIN was first created?
I can tell you what administration that the weaponization was ended under.
I'll reclaim my time. This wasn't a trick question.
You don't get to
Madam Attorney
reclaim
General.
your time.
Madam Attorney General.
Because I don't like
Mr. Chairman, will you explain to the witness that he does reclaim his time?
Because I don't answer a question to your satisfaction?
Mr. Chairman.
Madam Attorney General, the time belongs to the gentleman from Colorado.
The president.
But thankfully, members of Congress weren't willing to let it fly, repeatedly trying to get the entire thing back on track, despite every attempt to turn the whole thing into a mockery.
Mr. Chairman, are not trick questions. They're not gotcha questions. They're actually basic questions about how the Department of Justice functions and the unwillingness of this Attorney General to answer them in good faith. When a member of Congress asks how many people work at the National Cryptocurrency Enforcement Team and the Attorney General refuses to answer it, it is not a coincidence. It's because she eliminated the team. Why? Because her boss, the President of the United States, is making money hand over fist, $1.4 billion over the course of the last year through cryptocurrency holdings. I think what is happening at the Department of Justice is a disgrace.
For most attorneys general, this alone would raise serious questions about whether that kind of behavior is appropriate for someone holding such an important position. But things got even worse when she got caught red-handed while she was obscuring the truth to protect Trump's name and toe the party line.
There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one that asked that those files.
I'm reclaiming my time. I got your answer. You said there's no evidence.
Mr. Chairman, please stop the clock.
Another document from a witness who called the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath, and this is all on videotape. You said there's no evidence of a crime. I'm showing you. Here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry, he was gonna stop a limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he met a girl who said she was raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. She later had her head blown off, and officers at the scene said that could not have been suicide. No one at the Department of Justice interviewed this witness.
Rather than fighting on just front, Pam also had an issue when it came to the victims of Epstein. Because for one thing, they faced the indignity of certain unredacted files, which publicly exposed the people who'd suffered at the hands of Epstein and his co-conspirators, many of whom remained unnamed and protected by the release.
I think we all realize now, oh, you guys really wanted to silence us. And you thought that you could scare us by putting our names out there.
And it had a list of victims.
It was shown, I think, a couple of times in the hearing.
One was redacted. That makes no sense. This is a list of victims. That's intentional.
To no one's shock, this move was met with widespread condemnation. This is a warning shot. Releasing victims' names while claiming transparency is cruel, calculated, and cowardly. Bondi's DOJ owes every single one of them an explanation, and the public deserves to know who gave that order.
To the survivors in the room, if you are willing, please stand. And if you are willing, please raise your hands if you have still not been able to meet with this Department of Justice. Please know for the record that every single survivor has raised their hand. Attorney General Bondi, you apologized to the survivors in your opening statement for what they went through at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein. Will you turn to them now and apologize for what your Department of Justice has put them through with the absolutely unacceptable release of the Epstein files and their information.
And each time that situation was brought up, she simply parried it away again.
Merrick Garland sat in this chair twice.
Attorney General Bondi.
No, can I finish my answer?
No, I'm going to reclaim my time because I asked you a specific question that I would like you to answer, which is, will you turn to the survivors? This is not about anybody that came before you. It is about you taking responsibility for your Department of Justice and the harm that it has done to the survivors who are standing right behind you and are waiting for you to turn to them.
Garland this.
I am reclaiming my time, and when I reclaim my time, it is
Mr. Chairman, the gentlelady's reclaimed her time.
I'm not going to get in the gutter for her theatrics.
The time belongs to the gentlelady. The gentlelady has 17 seconds.
Attorney General Bondi, glad you finally made it here after hiding for 4 months from this committee. I understand why you're hiding from us.
Chairman?
You're one of the worst attorney generals in our history and an instrument of Donald Trump's lawless authoritarian agenda, and I'm glad the American people are seeing who you are, how you act, and the lack of good values. You weaponize the Department of Justice to target immigrants, working families, and anyone that Trump deems an enemy of the state, all to protect real powerful criminals, including in your administration. My Democratic colleagues have focused on your cover-up of the Epstein files and your passion for protecting pedophiles and traffickers. That alone is grounds for impeachment. But there's so much more to your corrupt tenure as Attorney General.
Much like her FBI director colleague Kash Patel, Pam had found herself in a position where every decision is being met with skepticism, bordering on disgust. Unsurprisingly, hiring January 6th insurrectionists like Jared Wise as a DOJ senior advisor hasn't exactly gone down well.
Attorney General Bondi, that man works for you now, right?
Who was that, Congressman?
The man in that video, the one who was in the police-worn body cam footage, the one allegedly yelling, "Kill him," at police officers on January 6th, his name is Jared Wise.
He does work for us.
He works for you at the Department of Justice.
He does.
This is an individual whom a federal grand jury indicted for 2 felonies and 4 misdemeanors related to his participation in the attack on January 6th. One of those charges was forcibly assaulting, resisting, opposing, impeding, intimidating, and interfering with police with the intent to commit another felony. This is who you choose as the Chief Law Enforcement Officer of the United States of America to hire at the Department of Justice. Someone on video yelling, "Kill him," at police officers?
Add that to the way that she's resorting to insults, and it really wasn't a good look.
You showed it. I find it.
How many have you indicted?
Excuse me. I'm going to answer the question.
Answer my question.
No, I'm going to answer the question the way I want to answer the question.
No,
Your
you're going to answer the
theatrics are
question the way I
ridiculous.
asked it.
Chairman Jordan, I'm not going to get in the gutter with these people, but I'm going to answer the question.
How many have you indicted?
Again, the time belongs to
Reclaiming my time.
The time belongs.
I think it's very interesting.
Reclaiming my time.
I think it's very interesting.
You can
When
reclaim
he
your
talks
time.
about they indicted, the president said they indicted him twice.
Mr. Chairman, please stop the clock and restore his time.
Okay, here we go with these
Committee will be in order.
theatrics.
The time belongs to the gentleman from New York. We will give you a few more seconds. We will do that. But when you ask a question, the witness gets to answer. You may not like the answer, but she gets to answer.
The question was, how many of Epstein's...
They don't like the answer, Chairman,
my time.
because it's honest. So he asked a 4-minute question.
Restore 45
and
seconds,
I
Mr.
am
Nadler,
going
please,
to
Mr. Chairman.
Answer.
You can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch. Not on our time. No way. And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, I did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
A lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Committee will be in order.
But somehow, it was only about to get worse as people began to look at her time in charge and what it really means through an even broader lens. After the dust settled, Pam suffered the final indignity when Fox News turned on her.
I think the yelling to me, Kennedy, I always find it so unpersuasive for everybody.
Yeah, so Scott Bessent went before Congress and was very calm, was very measured, and he has become the king of laconic sick burns. Like, he can absolutely destroy you, and it won't raise his heart rate or his blood pressure. And that is a lesson that Pam Bondi needs to internalize, because it's different. She comes off like a shrieking Karen. You know, it's like, I want this country to do well.
Alongside one of the more sympathetic news outlets hanging her out to dry over this issue, Pam reached the stage where Republican figures such as Thomas Massie have come out to suggest that she's not equipped for the job.
I don't think she did very well. She came with a book full of insults, one for each congressperson. She obviously had one for me. And, you know, I've been there when Merrick Garland is there. Obviously, politically, I don't agree with him, but he performed much better in terms of at least not looking bad. And unfortunately, we didn't get the answers we wanted about the Epstein Files Transparency Act from her.
Do you still have confidence in Pam Bondi as Attorney General?
I don't think Pam Bondi has confidence in Pam Bondi. She wasn't confident enough to engage in anything.
This follows an instance where the man who pushed for the Epstein Transparency Act spoke at length about when he realized something foul was afoot and how Pam had found herself at the epicenter of it, which ultimately led him to introduce the legislation he's now championing.
Jim Jordan told us we each get to ask one question of Pam Bondi, that she'll take questions. And I said, what do you think I should ask? And she said, ask her when the next phase of those binders is coming out. And I said, I'm not going to do that. This is a cordial dinner. It's to kind of, you know, associate names with faces and develop a basis for cordial correspondence and whatnot as the administration goes on. But as the day got nearer, I decided that is what I should do as I started looking at what wasn't getting released, and so she was making more and more statements in the public. I asked the question, I asked Pam Bondi, when could we expect to see the next tranche of these files? And she told me that all that was left was, and it was really disgusting, and nobody wanted to see that kind of stuff. And you know, if I were you, if I were a reporter, there would have been a follow-up question, but this was a cordial dinner, and I just at that point I realized she has no intention of ever releasing any more files. And so I had to go back and tell my girlfriend the next day, guess what? She said there's nothing left. After having said there was, you know, tons of this stuff on her desk that she had found. So that was the seed that eventually germinated later that summer.
Following Bondi's dismissal performance, Massie doubled down on his complaints, coining a term to describe this government that his Republican colleagues would likely have preferred he kept to himself.
Responsibility.
And just very quickly, if you will, you've supported most of what Donald Trump has done during his presidency, but because of your actions with these files, he is supporting your primary opponent and has waged very personal attacks on you. I know we just have a few seconds here, but just your reaction to that.
Look, this is about the Epstein class. The people who are funding the attacks against me, they may or may not be implicated in these files, but they were certainly rubbing shoulders with the people who are in these files. They're billionaires who are friends with these people, and that's what I'm up against in Washington, D.C. Donald Trump told us that even though, you know, he had dinner with these kinds of people in New York City and West Palm Beach, that he would be transparent, but he's not. He's still in with the Epstein class. This is the Epstein administration, and they're attacking me for trying to get these files released.
And again, I'm going to say President Trump has not been accused of anything criminal here. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, Congressman. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Martha.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any more brutal, it was revealed that she not only had her own little disses ready to go, but literally had been spying on members of Congress.
The Dow and how high the stock market was doing. It's shameful. And the other thing I saw in photos, I'm not on Judiciary, so I wasn't in the hearing, but in the Judiciary Committee, she had her folder open, and you saw an image of a search history of a member of Congress in the software, in the database. Why is the DOJ, why is the Attorney General carrying around a folder of the search histories of members of Congress who only simply want the truth? She should answer for that. And I think she should come before the Oversight Committee, because I have a lot of tough questions.
Even if they are pushing for another oversight committee like the one she endured in October, it's likely that she won't do so willingly after a grilling like that. Because after she came across as such an apologist for the evildoers, people did some digging and began to suggest that she was more deeply entrenched in this whole thing than some of the public realize. In case you're not up on the whole thing, Jeffrey Epstein was convicted in 2008 after pleading guilty to state charges in Florida, 1 count of soliciting prostitution, and 1 count of procuring a person under 18 for prostitution. A plea deal got him an 18-month sentence. He then served about 13 months, including time on work release. Despite knowing his status as a public figure with a dark past, he wasn't investigated in the state during her time as Florida Attorney General from 2011 to 2019. With that, some people wondered if she could have been covering his tracks for a long time, especially as she was pictured alongside many of the elites that he associated with. Among them is Keith Frankel of VitaQuest, who just so happened to be mentioned 460 times in the files. Combined with the evasive way that she acted at the hearing, the whole thing led to the general public speaking about her, and specifically her connections to Trump, in very scathing terms. Pam is to Trump what Ghislaine is to Jeff. In the wake of the hearing, it's fair to say that the survivors who were ignored and also outed have been left disgusted.
This is supposed to be, the party of protecting the children. And I'm not sure what children you're protecting, because it's definitely not us. And what really bothers me is when Pam Bondi can be in an oversight committee hearing and sit there and say, there's no credible evidence, or if we feel there's wrongdoing, we'll investigate. I don't know what files you're reading, darling, but there are plenty of evidence of wrongdoing in those files to start the investigations.
Would have been enough, and she couldn't even do that.
Did you even feel seen by the Attorney General?
No, not at all. In fact, I think she did everything in her power to not see us. If a staffer would come by, she would lean her head back to talk to them because she knew that we were sitting to her right? So she would never look over the shoulder, or if she started to glance in that direction and all of us sort of like moved in on her, she would move her back, So did everything actually to just remind us that we are nothing to her.
And yet we did hear her, I think it was in her opening statement and perhaps during other parts of testimony, talk about her 18 years that she was a prosecutor during her career and always putting victims first. How did that land with you?
I mean, if she put victims first, she would at least acknowledge our presence there.
This led to her being dragged over the coals by AOC during a talk in Germany, with the crowd in Europe eager to show their support for what she was saying.
Surprising to me that they say, oh, you can't speak out against this or that. You can't hold that person accountable because it's cancel culture. Now, I'm sure they don't want us to hold pedophilia accountable, and they think having an anti-pedophilia stance would be cancel culture. That's the erosion in culture, morality that is being hinted at here when Pam Bondi says there's no more work here to be done. Really? You are the Attorney General of the United States of America and you don't want to hold any one of these pedophiles accountable? Resign or be impeached.
Along the way, her old campaign slogans are coming back to haunt her.
Florida ranks 3rd nationally in calls for help for human trafficking, where young women and children are enslaved and abused. I knew we needed all hands on deck. Businesses and hospitals to spot it, our great law enforcement to stop it, and tougher penalties to punish it. We're taking on Medicaid fraud, pill mills, gangs, and more, and I'll fight to put human trafficking monsters where they belong, behind bars.
Pam Bondi, our Attorney General.
And videos from as little as 10 months back show how she has changed her tune.
The Epstein files are going to get released?
We hope soon. The FBI's been...
Okay.
So...
Any dates?
No, you know what it is? There are tons and thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids. So they have to go through every one.
Faced with all this animosity from the public, Pam has found herself in a very rough spot. Especially when the evidence suggests that she and her department remain very edgy about what's being released.
A Channel 4 News investigation today reveals that all those pictures, emails, videos and messages released by the Department of Justice, said to be over 3 million pages, may amount to just a fraction of the Epstein material obtained by investigators.
From the earliest stages, investigators were talking about Epstein's data totaling many, many times
times what has so far been released. In June 2020, one wrote, "We expect the data to be somewhere around 20 to 40 terabytes," noting that the total capacity of the devices was up to 50 terabytes. Then as recently as last year, long after the investigations into Epstein and his associates had ended, the figures quoted remained massive. We're looking at a total of approximately 14.6 terabytes of archived data, said another email. To put that in context, it is almost 15,000 gigabytes. But now, a year on from that, the total data released, claimed to be some 300 gigabytes, accounts for just 2% of the total Epstein data that officials were discussing just last year.
The end result of all these horrendous errors from the DOJ is that some people feel the situation with Bondi may have cooked the entire regime.
So if you thought after 1 year and a month of Donald Trump 2.0 that there was no way Donald Trump and his administration could find new ways to humiliate themselves and by extension us, the people of this country in the process, Pam Bondi proved you wrong yesterday and proved that with the Trump administration there is always a new low to achieve. Watch.
After all, it's done nothing to limit the already damning numbers of those who feel that Donald Trump had a hand in the Epstein saga.
I have no words, but that performance, in this instance, it wasn't me. That performance was so bad that while it was aimed at getting Bondi out of some sort of proverbial doghouse she must be in with Donald Trump, who's called her weak and ineffective, according to the Wall Street Journal, it is unlikely to reverse the negative views the American people have about the Trump administration's handling of the Epstein files. Remember, 81% of Americans, based on polling over the summer, think Donald Trump is hiding something. There's more recent numbers. 52% think Trump is covering up Epstein's crimes. Americans believe that there's something in there. They've been told to believe that. 50% believe that Trump was involved in the crimes Epstein is accused of, and just 29% disagree.
With the public's distrust in Bondi and the administration at an all-time high, a lot of people have questions for how she can continue in the role, particularly because many people believe that she has fundamentally shifted the purpose of her department.
Talking about the Epstein file, which was the source of a lot of questions, or the massive violation of civil rights and civil liberties taking place in Minneapolis and across the country, or a number of other areas, she constantly sided with the perpetrators against the victims. But I think the whole country got to see what extraordinary disrespect the Attorney General of the United States of America has for the rule of law.
Instead of acting like the Attorney General, she's basically functioning as the president's press secretary.
Have you apologized to President Trump? Have you apologized to President Trump, all of you who participated in those impeachment hearings against Donald Trump? You all should be apologizing. You sit here and you attack the president, and I am not going to have it. I'm not going to put up with it.
Left without many allies, Pam has been ruthlessly parried across social media and on talk shows like Jimmy Kimmel.
She's shouting like a crazed dance mom, berating Democrats for giving her chubby daughter a low score.
You're the Attorney General of the United States.
You're obsessed with Donald Trump. You have Trump derangement syndrome. I'm going to answer the question.
I answer my question.
No, you don't tell me.
Yeah, I did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
You're a lawyer, not even a lawyer.
I'm
if they're
talking.
not privileged,
Quiet.
Don't yell at me.
I'll reclaim my time. This wasn't a trick question.
You don't get to reclaim your time. Do you want me to answer or do you want to interrupt? Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you. The witness is interrupted.
Better with this woman. She's doing theatrics. Let me embarrass. He's a hypocrite. This is so ridiculous. Shame. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
You're talking about public corruption to me? Whoa. This isn't a circus. This is a hearing.
This is not a game, Secretary.
I'm Attorney General.
My apologies, I couldn't tell.
C-SPAN suddenly turned into C-SNAP.
But amid the jokes and people dunking on her, it's important to remember just how warped it is that she is protecting these people who are guilty of such heinous crimes that it's left the likes of Melanie Stansbury shook to her core after viewing the files.
Hey everyone. Well, I just got back to the Capitol after spending the morning at the Department of Justice reading the Epstein files, and it's a lot to process. There's a lot of truly dark, disgusting, and disturbing material in those files. And to understand the depths of depravity, I just can't even. there aren't words to describe what are in those files. But it's very clear that the United States government has failed to hold perpetrators accountable for decades in this case.
This has essentially made her public enemy number one, with some even wondering if her confidence spoke to the current regime's willingness to evade due process. I'm disgusted by the amount of hate that Pam Bondi is getting at the moment. It's nowhere near enough, and we can do better. You can joke about Pam Bondi's ridiculous unprofessionalism all you want, but I am deeply shocked by it. She acts as if she fears absolutely no consequences, convinced that there will be no political power transfers. Since that mess at the hearing, Pam somewhat caved to the pressure and released a list of names while saying that everything they were obligated to unveil has been shared. DOJ has released all records, documents, communications, and investigative materials in the possession of the department, as required under the Epstein Files Transparency Act. It added, no records were withheld or redacted on the basis of embarrassment, reputational harm, or political sensitivity, including to any government official, public figure, or foreign dignitary. But journalists sifting through this material have immediately warned that without vital context, this essentially doesn't tell us anything.
Democrats were saying that Pam Bondi had a burn book of all of these Democrats so that whenever they questioned her, she could easily flip through and then have insults prepared from her team. Well, somebody photographed one of the pages and it was essentially named like search history of Pramila Jayapal, who is a Democrat in the House. And yes, very progressive. But what's interesting about this specifically is that on Monday of this week, they opened up the millions of Epstein documents to House and Senate members that they can come in and review those documents unredacted. Members who have gone and looked at them have said that they are not completely unredacted. They don't think that the DOJ redacted them for them to come look. They think that they received a lot of these files redacted, whether it be from the FBI or from the estate or wherever they came from. They were not completely unredacted, but they are saying that the DOJ is tracking or surveillancing what their search history is. A lot of them have told me that when they went into this room, there was only 4 computers available, which is pretty normal in things like this, but the staff presence was very heavy. There was a staff member that logged them into the computer, or staff members standing behind them and kind of looking over their shoulders as they did that.
Some of the names featured include Mick Jagger, Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe, George Clooney, Beyonce, and Janis Joplin. For context, Janis Joplin died when Epstein was 17 years old. In response to the list, Ro Khanna, who wrote the Epstein Files Transparency Act alongside Republican Thomas Massie, criticized the list, saying, the DOJ is once again purposefully muddying the waters on who was a predator and who was mentioned in an email. The problem with that is the bill that Ro Khanna and I wrote says that they must release internal memos and notes and emails about their decisions on whether to prosecute or not prosecute, whether to investigate or to not investigate, added Massie. No matter this latest morsel of info that they've thrown out, the end result is that it still smacks of a cover-up. And most people probably aren't going to be satisfied until she's gone. Because whether or not she wanted to be when she stepped in office, Pam is now tied to what many see as one of the most disturbing actions we've ever watched the government carry out, something that has even the most loyal Republicans shaken by what their party is defending.
Cash and Bongino, he's already back to podcasting. It's in under a year. She has no idea what's going on. She gets in there and these people are all unprepared. They're all unprepared for what is about to happen. They don't know. She doesn't know what's about to happen. She has no idea. And then they're given a choice. They're like, you're involved now in this cover-up. This is you. This is on you. You're in it with us. Kesh Patel's in it because he's like probably being, he's another one's being handled. He's another one's being either controlled to some degree. He's lying. He knows.
Now, all signs point to Pam being the latest scapegoat who is fed to the wolves over the orders she was following in a job that she didn't have temperament for in the first place. In the process, leaving her with a dubious and dangerous legacy that she never could have imagined back when she set out down this career path. Because back when she started out, there was no way to know that she might forever call into question the integrity of one of the most highest offices in the nation. It's your boy Lou Waista. I'm live from Lou Extras, and I want to thank you all for watching today's video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.